Okay,
Alrighty.
all right.
Hello.
Hello.
It's all good. We're
Off,
doing
off,
well.
good. Yeah, this is like okay for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
The
Doing great.
Dinosaurs TM.
Oh, definitely not.
No, I need to get actually. I'm tardy to being able to view the chat.
Same.
So I
I'm
have to
I'm
open
I'm
YouTube.
in chat. Someone said hi and someone said hola. Hello, Spanish speaking viewers.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Assalamu alaikum, brother. I'm responding to the chat. Oh my God, you guys. Someone scoffed.
How's everyone doing? Are we excited for a new surprise paleo doc? I definitely did not know that this one was coming up, and I don't mean that in a facetious way. I had no idea that this one was coming out.
He's low for an amazing reason.
Oh, we are hearing that we are a little roboty and echoey.
And James is muted. Hilarious.
What?
Oh, this might be actually be a watchable video.
Can you hear me
I'm
now?
lopsided too. Holy moly.
Let me check to make sure my audio is coming through the right thing. Yep. Huh.
And you can all hear me now. Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming.
How do we sound?
Let me make sure my audio is coming through my headphones and not the computer. It should
Everyone
be.
is
Everyone
good.
good? Okay.
At least for Northeast. So thank you, Northeast.
I don't hear any weird audio tinniness myself. Not that it matters.
No, it's coming through my headphones. It should be okay.
Roboty still.
It's a bit tinny. I don't know why. Everyone but
What
James
on
sounds off
earth?
now.
Dalton's mine also tinny.
Yes, you have to listen to the stream, so you gotta listen with the delay.
Okay, I'll listen.
That's odd. How bizarre.
Yours is also a little tinny.
Yeah, everyone is.
Hmm.
We're not even in Discord, is the thing.
No, we're on a Zoom call. And Zoom's usually pretty stable with this kind of stuff.
Huh, yeah, this is weird. Oh,
Kind of cringe. Look,
What does it say?
Amelia, can you talk, please?
Yeah, sorry, I was muted. 'cause I
it
was
sounds James, are you streaming your screen or are you sharing your screen or are you sharing a window? Because
Yes. Nope, that's what it is. Let me
Okay.
let me fix some things here, I think. Speak again.
speak again.
Was that better?
That seemed better for Scott.
Oh yeah, we're fine. That's it.
Yep, my desktop audio was on.
Okay, yeah.
I forgot that I always put it off at this point.
Okay.
We fixed it.
Problem
Got it,
Good.
everybody.
Problem solved.
But I think I probably minimized the Zoom window and everybody disappeared for a second, but now we should all be back.
I think that did happen. Actually, I think I just saw it.
Yep.
Yes. All right. Well, once
This is
more
good.
with feeling.
Yeah. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Now that you can
We're
hear
the
us all.
skeleton crew. And do we have any idea what this doc is about? Hearing
Dinosaurs,
about it for the first time,
learn to
I
read.
imagine dinosaurs.
I think it's about the dinosaurs.
I think it is. It was put together from my.
Oh,
as far
thank
as
you
I
for the
remember
super chat,
reading.
Paleo Hugh.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's why I
What?
had the desktop audio turned on, because they can't hear the cat
they
song
can't hear the
sound
cats.
effect. Yeah.
Well,
Oh, well.
that's probably a sacrifice for non-tinny audio.
I wonder if I leave the desktop audio, like, quiet, I wonder if it'll still come through.
But I think that this doc was essentially put together by like Netflix and the Life on Our Planet team in some degree of like, hey, we've done like a big survey of Earth history, and now we want to just do dinosaurs, or at least just the Mesozoic.
And
Right.
it does seem interesting in that it looks like it is going to be trying to do like a whole like how life on our planet was trying to do the evolution of those dynasties, as they called it.
Mhm.
It looks like this one's just trying to be like, let's look at the evolution of dinosaurs and like follow these lineages through. Which I think sounds fascinating.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be
I
good.
do know that our mutual friend who advised on the first one is not on this one, I think.
Interesting.
Is he not? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
But his choice. He was offered and he didn't have time or something.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
well, okay.
Well, that's
Fair
fine.
enough. That happens.
Well, oh, well, all right. We're already getting into it. Let's. Why don't we look at some of the designs on here? Let's go through the trailer. Take a
Yep.
look. See.
Hold on. Now I need to figure out how to set up properly the fact that I have to stream this. Yes. Give me a moment.
All right.
We're tech savvy,
Ah.
folks.
Yes.
Just
Listen.
kidding. We're not actually talking about
I
the
was
documentary.
delayed at a work function that I left. I thought I would be leaving at about 8:00, and I left at 8:40 because things were going well.
Oh, good to hear.
Yes, so I am late, and it's my fault, everybody. I'm
We will
sorry.
say, starting off here, with William Productions mentioning that the Allosaurus does not spark joy. We will probably
Wrong.
be saying this over the course of this video many times.
I can't.
We can't. We haven't encountered this directly so far. It is not just a slight remodel of the Jurassic World one. It is a whole new model. We know this. This is
Yes.
known.
Yes, in
This is
fact,
known.
I don't think there's any direct evidence that any of these things... Oh, wait, I'm overlaying Dalton here. I can't
You're
do
overlaying
that.
all of us.
Yes, well,
Oh,
I
now
think
it's
I-
just me. I see.
yes.
I'm submerged.
Dalton
Dreamy.
is in the ocean.
Yeah, in fact, so what I was going to say is I don't think there's even any direct evidence that any of these models are Jurassic World rips. I know from
No.
talking to our mutual friend who was involved in the production that they did model these animals directly.
But James, I saw someone on Twitter saying it was. Doesn't that mean something?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
We've been doing well. Thank you for asking.
Yes, thank you very
I-
much,
I
Northeast
defend-
1776.
In
Alex-
2 months, so I apologize for any particular thorniness I provide during the stream.
Alex is potentially not doing so well, but it's a hard time in life.
It is.
He's in the bad time. I think you're like 2 months out, 3 months out. That was the worst.
Yeah,
It's a
2.5.
That's a terrible time. It's
Yeah.
close enough that you know it's happening, and it's far enough away that you feel like you should have time before it happens.
Yep.
Yes. So anyway, yeah, it's really good to be back. Thank you for asking how we've been
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah, why don't we start? Why don't we go through this now? I've actually set it up so that we should be able to get audio from the trailer.
Oh,
Holy moly.
I know.
hell
I know. Ready?
And so how James, I'm curious.
Mhm.
Is the plan for us to just watch it on the stream with a slight delay?
That would be fine, I suppose.
Yeah,
I guess
yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Okay.
Let's
I think
just
that's
do
probably
that.
the easiest.
I'm at 0-0,
Yeah.
so
All right.
Oh, you're just
look
gonna
at
watch
this.
it on your own, Alex.
no. I mean, like on the stream. I'm caught up
Ah.
on the stream.
Yes, likewise.
Now, do we see this whole executive producer Steven Spielberg?
yeah.
thing? That's pretty cool.
Amblin Entertainment.
And
That is.
Amblin Entertainment.
Yeah.
He has a film coming out that
He
I'm
does, and I'm
interested
so
in seeing.
excited.
Yes, I am
Closure
really
Day.
excited for it.
You know what has me more? I'm sorry to interrupt the dinosaur thing, but like, I'm so excited for a Spielberg movie, and I'm so excited that it's about aliens. Probably, it seems like. But what has me even more excited is just the shot of the car driving through the house.
I know.
Because the way that
Yeah.
looks, and I'm like, this is like a movie. It's like I'm watching a real movie. It's amazing.
He's really still got
link
it.
to this. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh yes, I will send. I'll send
It's
a link
called
to our chat.
Disclosure Day, Amelia.
Yeah, there's like a
Okay.
lady. She sounds like a
Oh.
spooky alien. There are
no, never mind. We
nuns.
saw a trailer for this.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, okay.
he's still got it, right?
He's got the sauce.
He returns every so often to remind everybody that his current lack of productivity and output of genre and generation defining movies is a choice on his part, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's enjoying
filmed
his
the-
twilight years.
He filmed the only semi-watchable scene in that awful movie about 80s IP that everyone likes.
Ready Player One.
Oh, Ready Player
Yeah.
One.
Well, he did direct
Yeah.
that movie.
No,
I thought he
no,
just produced it.
No, he did direct it.
What I've heard is that he directed a scene in it.
Well, I think most of it was ILM. Like, I think he took it on because he didn't really need to do anything. But he was
I see.
listed as the director, I mean.
My mistake.
Wait,
yes.
he directed like the classic detective show Columbo?
Also, I'm so sorry. I will be
wasn't aware
back.
of that.
Cat's yelling at me. I'm gonna fill up the treat thing, so we can have peace for this recording.
Peace in our time.
He also directed oh God. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. David Lynch is in it. I watched it. I really liked
The
it.
Fablemans.
The Fableman. Yeah, that was great. He did that recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
like...
So he directed at least some of the Columbo episodes.
Yeah,
I didn't know this.
And I mean, like, I haven't actually
Oh.
seen Bridge of Spies, but from what I heard, it was, like, pretty good. I think Bridge of Spies came out at the wrong time politically in the US to be impactful. Because I think it came out in 2016, right? And I think it was, like, all about kind of, like... I mean, I think it had a strong undercurrent of, like, American values of giving everybody a chance and, like, and equality under the law. I think that was a bad time for that movie to be released.
I'm realizing now that Dalton could not see me do the glove mimic
Oh,
from
I-
Columbo
I didn't see that. I'm sorry.
because there is a significant delay. That's disappointing. I understand.
It's so good. Every time it hits it, it's so good.
Also, just while Scott's gone, I can just keep talking about Spielberg movies. I rewatched Lincoln recently, like a few times. Lincoln slaps. Lincoln's a very good movie. I didn't
Wow,
understand what it...
controversial.
No, I know. But when I saw it when it came out, I was in high school. And when I saw it when I was in high school, I was like, oh, that was pretty good. But I didn't realize everything that it had going on. He's a great director.
James, did you recently watch another excellent film?
I don't know. Which one are you talking about? I've watched many recently.
I think he's probably referencing There Will Be Blood.
Oh, I think you're referencing There Will Be Blood. Also a good movie. Yeah. I've abandoned my child.
Hello, Dinoxels.
Yes, hello.
He's the smart one, not you, not you.
I
He came to me and he told me. And
did
I signed.
Spielberg work on Life on Our Planet? I think he produced it.
I think he was also the producer on that, yes.
But I can find that information out.
I also recently watched The Assassination of
Yes.
Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, and I recently watched Tombstone. I think those movies are of wildly different quality. But
James, have you not?
I had not
you-
seen Tombstone prior.
Did you also wait? Did you not like Tombstone?
I didn't particularly like Tombstone.
Did it insist upon its...
No, I didn't feel like it.
No, I'm
it's just,
kidding.
I didn't think it was
I'm
bad.
gutted by this.
I thought it was a little... It felt overly campy for what I was looking for to me, but
That's what I love.
yeah, but I don't love camp in general. Like, it's just not my favorite thing.
Yeah, we know
I
how you
didn't-
feel
I
about
did-
field work.
Hey,
Hey,
but no, I didn't. Okay, I didn't not enjoy the process of watching the movie, but I did not leave the movie with a feeling of like, man, I can't wait to watch that again. I was kind of like, huh, that was funny, and I don't think that's the reaction I'm supposed to have to Tombstone.
for a lot of
Have
it,
you seen-
oh man, Val
Have you seen
Kilmer is so
Deadwood?
good in that.
No, I haven't yet watched Deadwood. That's on my list.
Oh, you
I
should
know.
watch it.
No, I want to very badly. I'm in my Western era, it seems. Anyway, can I play the Spinosaurus?
Yes, let's play the
Absolutely.
Spinosaurus.
Roll that beautiful
Your
Spino footage.
shark.
This
Okay,
someone asked earlier.
let's discuss.
Yes,
That's a small shark.
that is a very small shark.
It is.
It's I think an odd choice.
Yeah, I think this is where the Spielberg comes in of like you got to show a thing.
Jaws.
You got to show Jaws.
It's a
That's-
Jaws
yeah.
reference. That's
Okay,
what it
fair
is.
enough, yeah.
well, I don't
It's
even mean
Spielberg.
that. I don't mean that, but I mean like apparently the shark being fed to the mosasaur was his idea in Jurassic World also
Man
of just
loves
like
sharks.
this will be a cool sequence and like let's be fair, Jurassic World put mosasaurs on the map in a big capacity, and it did work. Everybody remembers that happening.
Mhm.
Right?
Also-
I think it's just like, hey, if you haven't
I
eaten a
like
shark,
this.
it'll be cool.
I like
also-
this interpretation of a fluovoltaic system as the sea.
Well, okay, a couple things. Someone did ask. Brian Fernando said it looks like Sigilmassasaurus. Which do we have thoughts on
Lamau.
that?
Does it?
It
Lamau.
can't because that's a neck. But it's a funny joke.
Yes. But okay, I've definitely said for a while that I think it's only a matter of time before we find a marine Spinosaur. Like, I think that just makes sense. And well,
Yeah.
yes, this is not what the Chem looked like. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to have like a
No, there are,
nearshore
like-
Spinosaurus.
And there are also like a dozen species of sharks in the Chem group, like including hybodonts and like
There's a mackerel
Crocodile
shark.
and stuff. Yeah.
There's a
So this
mackerel
is-
shark there?
This definitely happened.
Hymeritia, yeah.
No way.
Yep. At least according to Wikipedia, the most reliable source. So this maybe is supposed to be a Hymeritia. And I could maybe see that actually because I'm looking at the fossil here and it's, you know, if you squint. Like I think it is fun almost certainly just because they immediately preceded it by showing the name Steven Spielberg and then you see a shark.
Right.
So
And it looks great. I'm not going to really comment that much on sail shapes. I think I feel like the vibe I've gotten is that the M shape might not continue to hold up. I don't know. It's just hard because the M shape is partially interpolating from Stromer's specimens that are lost.
Yeah.
So there's uncertainty.
but yeah, and we can't
Right.
see the shark. I think maybe we should shrink the window like just
Now
a
you can
tad
see the
so-
shark.
I do think this is right. Like this is leaning. It seems a little bit more into the a weighting hypothesis of ecology, but like just seeing it, I'm like, this is not a. It, like wait, I'm waiting literally up to the top
Up
of
to
my
my
back.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yes, like all those wading birds which submerge most of their body. The skeleton crew position on Spinosaurus ecology is known. We're not going to waste too much time on this.
Sleepy Spino asks if we'd have to find a full articulated spine to really know the shape. I don't know that we'd have to find exactly that, but close to it.
Yeah.
Or at least enough of a spine that you could have some confidence in saying, I know exactly which one is which.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying by the uncertainty, right? I Dalton, I'm glad you brought that up. Like, it's harder to identify which of the spines that Stromer had correspond to which of the spines in the Neotype than you might think. And I think there's not a lot of overlap to go on. I don't think the weighting ecology thing is right. Or one of our commenters has said weighting implies that Spino strikes, and I feel like that thing would fall on its weight if it acted anything like a heron. I think so too.
I agree.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
that just tracks. I hadn't heard that logic before, but I really like it.
Yeah. I will say, and Northeast 1776 brings this up. I think it's totally reasonable to think that occasionally Spinosaurus has made it out into like the nearshore environment.
Yeah, why not?
Like this happened at some point.
I do think it's kind of funny because I have seen people chat about like, oh man, they have Spinosaurus in the ocean. It's like, do we not remember that Prehistoric Planet started with T-Rex in the ocean?
No, that was base though. That's cool because nobody thought of that before, but this people thought of, so it's not cool.
I do like the idea of a Spinosaurus like getting out into like a shallow seaway and then being like, whoa, and then being immediately blitzed by like
Taken,
like a pliosaur
or just like taken by a
mosasaur.
current.
That's
Yeah.
Like a
Like,
strong
ah!
eddy is like, oh no. I think Milo asked, I think a good question here of should we like thoughts on Spinosaurus Neotype? Should we move on, like keep it as the Neotype because there might be some differences with the type, but the type, you know, we only have photos of, and I think yes.
Yeah.
I think that, you know, we should proceed with the new specimen as the Neotype, and frankly, if better evidence comes around to suggest that maybe the Stromer type is distinct, maybe we wind up with a Temeraraptor situation. Or is it Temeraraptor? Is that what they named it?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Something.
Temeraraptor. Yeah, I think
Refresh my memory on the Temeraraptor situation.
So like much like Spinosaurus, remember Carcharodontosaurus's Stromer type was destroyed and lost, and we have photos of it.
Yes,
And
yes,
then
yes.
Serino erected the better known specimen that everyone thinks of as Carcharodontosaurus saharicus as the Neotype. Now, there's the added muddling of like the tooth taxon portion of Carcharodontosaurus that I don't really want to get into, but basically the commission has approved that as the Neotype, so that is the type of Carcharodontosaurus saharicus now, is the Serino specimen. and then better imagery and close analysis of the imagery of the original Stromer specimens came out, and they're like, this looks distinct from the Neotype, so we're going to give it the name Temeriraptor,
Right.
which is fine.
Yeah, and I think
Now, Joel. Oh, sorry, James. Please.
I just want to take this moment to reiterate the same thing is true about like the Troodon situation, which we talked about in our video. The point of a Neotype is that you're changing what the reference is. A Neotype isn't when you say, I know this is a better specimen of that other thing, but we're making this the type. Because if you knew it was the other thing, you wouldn't need to make it a Neotype. Like, a Neotype is not, we found a better one. A Neotype is, we cannot possibly use the other one as a reference, and we are changing the specimen that the name is attached to. Usually because that's the material that people have been using as the only reference for that name. Right? So, in the case of, like, the Troodon Neotype, it does come from a different stratum. It may very well not be the same species as what Troodon formosus was. We will see if the Commission decides to approve the Neotype designation. But the reason I think it makes sense is in every phylogenetic matrix that has Troodon scored, it's based on the specimens that are being proposed to become the Neotype. And so it is establishing what people are calling Troodon is now going to be more protected. And so, like, if it doesn't really matter if Stromer's taxon is not the same as the Neotype, because we're saying Stromer's specimen was destroyed, so we need to use a different reference for Spinosaurus, or else we stop using the name entirely. Right? Sorry, that's it. Alex, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to ask Dalton if he wanted to talk about his other favorite destroyed North African theropod.
I just had the prowler sound effect play in my mind, and a blurry photograph of a femur that should be never talked about again run through my mind.
It's a Noasaur. No, it's a Megaraptor. And no, it's dust. Move on. Get over it.
Yeah,
Let's continue the
well, wait,
trailer.
no, we got questions about Troodon. I'm just going to say
okay.
one last thing. I generally accept the Neotype. I mean, like, it's not my job to accept the Neotype provision, but I'm totally happy with it. I think it's good material. I've seen some of it. I haven't studied it firsthand that much, but I've seen it while I've been at the MOR. It's good material. It's enough to base a taxon on. It's some bone bed stuff where everything looks pretty much morphologically the same. I think it's fine. The Alaskan material that it is talked about a lot, I have never seen a publication on it. And so if they wanted the Alaskan Troodon material to be the Neotype, it would have had to be published a while ago. Like, as far as it is right now, I've never even seen the material. So I don't know that it even exists, personally. It would be great if it does.
A quick word from our sponsor.
Thank you.
Chris Topo Chico.
Oh, hello.
I'm sorry, I just want to... I realize I said something that could be misinterpreted, and I want to clarify. I'm not saying the Alaskan Troodon material does not really exist, but, like, scientifically it doesn't really exist yet. It's never really been described fully. I'm not aware of how complete it is, what's preserved, and all of that. Anyway.
I will also say, just from knowing people who have worked in... It's Prince Creek, right?
Yeah.
Knowing people who've worked in the Prince Creek, good lord, that material is the roughest of the rough. And, I really look forward to seeing what they have about it.
Mm-hmm.
But, I would not be surprised if it is not a pretty specimen, to say the very least.
Yeah, I don't know how much is supposed to be there. But, yeah, it doesn't throw a wrench into anything that we would do. At all, because the Neotype has been proposed to be the material at the MOR from Montana, from the 2 Medicine. So if the Alaskan stuff is the same species, cool. If it's a different species, we get Troodon something else, or maybe a new genus, that's also fine.
Also very nice.
Yeah.
Should we move on past the first second of a trailer?
Yeah, let's do it.
We could do that.
I don't know about that. No, let's just stay here.
We get a shot here of Pangea.
It's a nice shot of Pangea.
Looks cool.
Man, they got a good space camera back then.
They did.
Like you've never seen it before.
Dry.
I like this shot quite a lot.
You can see the little fringe of green on the coast, though. That was cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really
Good
cool.
eyes.
Uh-huh. I wonder what this shot is going to be communicating.
I don't know. Let's rewind and we'll see.
One must assume the passage of time, evolution, or extinction.
Are you familiar with the concept of evolution?
Dry, itchy eyes. Yeah, this is an ad for Visine.
Look with your special eyes. My brand.
Now, this close-up that I've paused on, I think everybody's probably caught up now. This looks good. It looks
Yeah.
really good.
It does.
Yeah. I'm going to play it now.
Well, let's take a look. What else we got in here?
We got the baby Maiasaura.
Mars. Oh, nice. Look at those.
Yeah.
That's a delight to see.
I do think these models look better than they did in the prior season of Life on Our Planet.
I would agree.
At least the colors are I like them better. It
Yeah.
looks like they are very similar models, but which is to be expected. But yeah,
I do think that, I mean, probably given that they're only doing dinosaurs this time, only the Mesozoic, that they were able to like come back and reuse what they could, refine what's possible, and just spend more time focusing on like that one thing rather than like, hey, we've got to do like some dinosaurs, but hey, we've also got to do the coolest scene of Camoceras that's ever been shot.
Dalton, you and
Yes.
James are being grilled in chat because apparently it's Edmontosaurus.
I don't think
I
that's
don't care.
confirmed. In the original Life on Our Planet, the brown ones were Maiasaura, and the ones that were multicolored were Edmontosaurus, and that's why I assume these are Maiasaura. I have other
Maybe they're
things to do,
Edmontosaurus.
and so if this has been revealed and confirmed somewhere,
Wow, can you not diagnose a cretosaurine from the model on screen for 2 seconds? I thought you were a paleontologist.
And
go
seeing them
forward
in a
1
giant
second.
mud mound nest that is exactly like all the Maiasaura reconstructed nests. No, I could not.
Tyrannosaurus Rex says it's very clearly a Gruneluk. So
I
see.
see. You're right.
Look at
Great name.
look at these little guys. Ah, that's so cute.
oh,
look
that's
at them.
adorable.
the creature.
Hang on. Something is peeking through that looks like an evil demon.
Oh, Dalton. Yeah, because you haven't seen this. You need to experience the creature.
Are we talking? Wait, I'm gonna go towards the creature. Are we talking about this?
Maybe. I gotta wait for the stream to catch up.
I also have to wait for the stream to catch up.
Yes.
The creature.
That thing. No one
What?
knows what this is.
This looks. Listen, I'm generally excited about this, but I have to communicate my first thought, which is that this looks AI generated. Not necessarily like it was, but it looks like they like when you ask AI to generate a dinosaur.
No, I see what you're saying.
And it's like all snaggle-toothed and wrong, and it's got a janky frill. I don't think it is, and I'm not accusing anyone of that, but that's just where my mind went.
Is this not like a? Is this not going to turn out to be like Proterosuchus or something?
Got a
The discussion
Alex had an interesting chat about this in our
I
Discord
was
the other day.
talking about it in our Discord, which you can access. Whatever, who cares? There was some discussion that this might be like a retro megalosaur. Like there's another shot later in the trailer that also looks like something kind of old school, like Crystal, literally in our like Crystal Palace kind of stuff.
So like a valid like kind of old. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, and like to maybe contrast with the more modern reconstruction, because there's also like we'll get to that shot later, which
I
is
would
like
love that.
a cool idea.
That'd be
There's
fun.
nothing in the Triassic that should look like this.
No,
I do
there's
like a
nothing
scar.
on Earth that should look like this. I have a question because we've gotten a question from Sleepy Spino directed at me. Is it supposed to be pronounced Kenoceres, or is Dalton being funny and is indeed the way I've always heard it, Cenoceres? What did I say?
You said Chemoceras, and I actually wasn't.
I was saying Camoceras,
I actually wasn't 100% sure which animal you were referring to.
the orthicone, which I
Oh.
also is mispronouncing because it's Camaroceras. I forgot.
Cameroceras.
a syllable
okay.
there.
Yeah,
I think it's Camaroceras, or maybe Camaroceras.
There's no way this is supposed to be like a sphenacodont or something, right? Like we're not doing a Permian scene.
No,
we
it's
could
only
have a Permian prologue.
But like, what's Phenacodon supposed to do? Like which? It's also
Its
like
eye is freaky.
it looks also almost like a puppet.
I think it's CG, but it's shot kind of like a puppet.
Oh, speaking
No,
of
yes.
freaks.
Sleepy. I would probably pronounce that what you thought I was saying as Cenoceras or Cenoceras. Yes. The thing I totally butchered the pronunciation of. No.
Where is this happening? I don't even see these comments in our chat.
They're directed at
have-
you, so only
never
I see
mind.
Do
them.
you have-
I see.
Special eyes.
All right.
Do you have top chat or live chat?
I have live chat, but if they're sent directly to Dalton, I'm not going to see them.
I
Yeah,
don't
like
think they
I'm
are,
wondering
just
if it's going to turn out to be some sort of like Rawasukian or Crocline Archosaur or something like that. I don't know.
And
It's
Dalton, your
strange.
comment of like it looks like one of those AI generated dinosaurs, I gotta say, it kind of does. I see what you're saying. Again, I am not accusing them of using it.
No, but yeah, they always have like weird teeth and like a doofy frill for no reason.
Yeah.
If this thing does end up being like a Crystal Palace Megalosaur, I think that would be just phenomenal. It's definitely not a Phytosaur. Phytosaurs just look like Crocs.
Well, it could be a middle triad, like the earliest Phytosaur, which does have a short snout, but is also marine and also does not have a crest.
This is strange. This befuddles me.
Oh,
Now,
very
what
Hello.
about
much
this
so.
fella?
Who are we to say
Oh,
what
speaking of
integument something
befuddling.
has?
Oh my god.
Oh, a delightful creature.
Delightful in the most heinous, upsetting way possible. I really, when I was doing field work in Brazil, I really fell in love with rhynchosaurs. And by fell in love with, I mean like in the way that like people fall in love with like pugs and brachycephalic dogs, where like there's like that love is quite a bit of pity to it. Like these
That is
things,
I would not characterize that. That's universally true, but
not
I
universally
see your point.
true at all. But like, oh goodness
Oops.
gracious!
Sorry.
I will say, I saw some comments about this
What?
on Twitter that were at least say like say what you will about it, but I'm at least happy that it has a beak. People being happy that it has a beak. I have to say, no. One of the worst things about rhynchosaurs is that they don't have beaks. They
Pretty
look
nice.
like they have beaks. It's just their premaxilla, and from chats with my Brazilian colleagues while doing field work, there's not much solid evidence that there was a keratin sheath on it at all. It really does look like they were just grinding bone on bone, and it's awful and heinous, and it's a sickening animal.
It's so cool.
Why did they do that? They had teeth, like they're not.
And to
teeth.
the
It's so bad.
to
Go
the
on.
the youngsters in chat, and also actually I guess I was probably not alive when this was thought. It used to be thought that these were like related to Tuatara. Like
Yes, well, that's why I think
These
that's why
were-
they have the name.
Yeah.
yes, rhynchosaurs, rhynchocephalians. Because if you're familiar with Sphenodon or its relatives, it also has a very distinct kind of hooked, a premaxilli,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is pretty neat.
So they've made the choice to like cover this as a singular beak, but yeah, maybe it would have been more fidelitous to leave it as kind of two. I don't know, because like even if it is just exposed bone, like would they have the furrow between the two premaxillae visible? I don't know. Who knows?
Right.
And I
think
do
the
think
palace
that
of it.
I do think that the Denery should have a fork in it to receive it as well, at least in the different. Well, I mean, we don't know what species this is.
That's also true.
I mean, it's
So-
probably Hyperodapodon, though, right?
It's probably Hyperodapodon.
But there's several
but-
Hyperodapodons.
Yeah, there's several Hyperodapodons.
There's
and
7
there's
species.
Just a bunch of rhynchosaurs as well, and I don't know all of them. So there might be some that don't have a split Denery.
Oh, you like rhynchosaurs? Name everyone.
A Mesosuchus, Hyperodapodon.
Are there
Those are the
no
only ones
teeth? People are
I
asking.
have
'Cause it really does look like there's no teeth in the mouth, but I'm assuming that that's not intentional.
I will.
Although, sorry, go on.
Well, I have to run to use the bathroom. I apologize, but I was just going to say I'm just going to admit this is not my favorite model in the trailer.
It's not my
That's
favorite
fine.
model either.
Can you,
But I
before
do
you,
like
James,
it.
before you run away, please move past it. I don't like looking at it.
No, I'm going to leave it on while I'm gone. I'll be
Now
back
it is.
in a moment.
So, on people also saying, are there no teeth? I will also continue to raise Fragulum faustum, That's an amazing name. Your therapy bill, in that, again, an upsetting thing that I learned doing field work in Brazil was that they can tell how old some Rhynchosaur jaws are that they find because they've been ground down so far that they start losing tooth positions. So,
Oh,
it having no teeth, maybe it's just an old one.
Yeah, maybe it's an old.
Well, they are like, I mean, it's funny. It's funny. Like, not only do these things have teeth, they have a lot of.
Yeah.
They have like a really cool, like almost pavement-like, kind of not really like Captorinids exactly, but not dissimilar either. But they do have teeth, not in the front of the skull, but they have lateral dentition on their dentaries and maxilla.
Yeah.
And you know what they don't have?
Palatal dentition.
They do not have palatal dentition, at least in the derived ones, which is like not at all what I would expect.
No, especially given what their like marginal teeth look like.
God,
I
they're
know,
so
right?
weird. God, they're so weird.
They're strange. I do see why, without more comprehensive, like if you weren't doing like looking at their anatomy very hard, I see why you'd be like, oh yeah, that's related to Tuatara.
It's a bigger Eilenodon.
Yeah, my Brazilian friends joked that, like, oh yeah, we call the old ones that we find banana jaws because it just looks, they're just like excavated out a bit. It's like, oh god.
Yeah, the teeth are kind of small, and like I don't think in this angle you'd be able to even see the upper dentition necessarily.
No.
I'm surprised we can't see lower, but yeah, maybe it's really old. Maybe it's just maybe the resolution, because like I see white, but that looks like reflection off of the like mouth tissue. I don't know.
I looked them up on Wikipedia because I don't know anything about them, and this is not. I'm not saying the art is bad. I'm saying the animal's bad.
Oh yeah.
This is the artwork.
Yeah.
He's looking at you. and when Hyperadapodon looks at you, it's looking at you.
And, you know, for a time they were pretty successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what if I
Shockingly,
advanced a little bit?
despite their best
please.
efforts.
God,
Oh.
please, let's advance.
Ooh, I gotta hold on. I've got.
A creature. I really like that one.
This one's pretty good.
All right, we've got a footprint, or a foot making a print, kind of. Maybe not actually. That's not
They
really
do
that good.
Some kind of theropod, I bet. Ooh, an egg.
Theropodus.
Now let's look at the egg. These look like the eggs in Jurassic Park,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
which
do.
is nice. And it starts to hatch, but only a little bit.
Some kind of, as probably a Quetzalcoatlus, right?
A creature is hatching.
Yeah, we've got the Quetzalcoatlus here, and
Nice.
there is a herd of animals, and I'm sure
Presumably
people,
Alamosaurus.
I was
is
gonna
the-
say.
is the
Yeah.
Horopod. The horopod I just said.
well,
Which
don't.
is like spelled like horrible or
Oh, I see.
horrifying.
Good
not
save.
The other way.
Yeah, so either Infernodracon or Quetzalcoatlus, and then we've got a herd of Edmontosaurus or Myosaur. Maybe this is why everybody's saying it's Edmontosaurus. I don't know. And Triceratops in the background.
Mm-hmm.
This is fine. We don't know that much about southern Laramidia, and it's possible that there were more Alamosaurus there, but you'd also get herds of Edmontosaurus and Triceratops there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not specifically the exact places we find fossils in the Hell Creek Formation. Although,
No, but
what? Say it, Alex. Say the line.
the 24 by 24 quarry is that constitutes, you know, an entire subcontinent.
Yes.
I know the range.
I would also say I'm going to go on record. I do think Alamosaurus probably didn't actually live in the Hell Creek Formation. We would have found sauropod teeth are pretty distinctive, and the fact that with all of that work there has not yet been a sauropod tooth found, I would be suspicious that they're not just there. But like, there's records of Alamosaurus or Ute Titan, if you will, from
You may.
Utah, right? So I mean, they get close. It's okay.
Yeah, maybe it's Ohoceratops. I would
Maybe they
guess
were
it's just
upland
supposed to be
animals.
Triceratops. And I'm not upset if there's Triceratops and Alamosaurus in the same.
No,
Oh, me neither.
I think it happened somewhere.
Oh, 100%.
Here's our
All right.
sauropodomorphs.
Plagiosaurus.
love to see
I'd
them.
imagine.
Plagiosaurus.
Show me its terrible face.
Oh,
Not the
there
design.
it is.
It's just, yeah. It can't
There.
help.
Love to see a Plagiosaurus.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean,
Very,
Alright,
very
moving
nice.
that back. We got Dilophosaurus.
Very
Thank you.
excited for this.
Oh,
I'm excited to maybe see
what
it.
a
when the-
good look at it. Man, what a good looking Dilophosaurus.
That looks phenomenal.
It does. I do wish it had a little more integument, but whatever.
I mean, I think it's fully covered in integument, Alex.
All
we
right,
don't
all
see
right.
its exposed muscles and fascia.
I wish it had a little
I know what you
more
mean.
filamentous integument. Got me. Proud of yourself?
Yes.
I like that one.
This is great. I like this model quite a lot.
Yeah, I mean this is like ball like over the 8 feet above the prior Luke ILM Dilophosaurus design. So
Yeah. And I
Good
think
stuff.
what's also, I'm actually kind of surprised that I have not yet seen somebody try to say the crest is inaccurately shaped when we don't know the true shape of the crest.
Maybe people have watched our videos.
Maybe.
Well, we have had a question
Learn.
asking if it's extending too far posterior,
Ooh.
and I don't think necessarily.
I don't think it is. I think that's about right.
I'm
Maybe
pulling
it's
up
tiny.
the images of the skull right now.
She loves some.
No, I don't think it's going back too
Now,
far.
Dino Drawer,
Maybe,
this is a
maybe
good
a
point.
little.
Oh, sorry,
more
Dalton,
than in
go
the
ahead.
I'm just saying maybe a little more than what we see in the one in like the specimen we have, but like I don't think it would be out of the range of variability. It doesn't look like it's going like completely beyond like where we would expect it to be. At least from what I can remember
Yeah.
right now, I'm not looking at a great shot to assess that, but
Now, there's two questions here that I want to address. The Dino Drawer 66, should the Kayenta Formation look like this? It feels too swampy to me. This is probably too swampy to be the Kayenta Formation, but we don't know we're in the Kayenta Formation. We have no idea what the range of Dilophosaurus would have been. And, you know, if you take the idea that maybe we're, like, supposed to be in the eastern half of what's now the United States, where there's a lot of Eubrontes footprints that are often attributed to Dilophosaurus, there's a pretty tight correlation where those Eubrontes footprints are basically found in what seem to be areas that are wet, right? They're living around the margins of lakes and things like that. There's actually, and this was recently published, there's a
There's a very
spatial
big one, right?
segregation. Ornithischian and sauropodomorph tracks are not found in the same microenvironments that the theropod tracks are found in. And the speculation was that the theropods were eating things that were living in the water, like fish, maybe amphibians, things like that, and basically that the prey animals were trying to stay specifically away from the theropods. Because
wasn't there?
their footprints
sorry.
are just not really found like on the margins of the lakes and things like that.
Was this the same paper or was it a different one? Because like a whole bunch of trackway papers came out at once earlier this year, and there was another one that I think that was mentioning that a lot of the like Newark supergroup tracks, that the bodies of water may have been more ephemeral than we had traditionally thought.
Oh, that I don't remember if that was the same paper or not. But that's interesting.
Mhm.
The other thing
If
is,
I'm remembering correctly, I hope I am.
I hope so too. The other thing that I see is somebody says like I feel like they could have emphasized the notch more, and I think I think we've just answered this in chat, so never mind. If you're putting lips on it, which you should, the notch probably isn't visible.
It's
Right.
a similar thing with Spinosaurus that we saw earlier. If you look at its mouth when it has its jaws really up close to the camera, you don't really see and on Spinosaurus it's huge notch there. It just kind of looks like kind of flat lips going across it.
Right.
I hope that they will put a Trilophosaurus, Dilophosaurus, and Monolophosaurus next to each other and make them fight.
I
Hell
think that
yes.
they should.
Let's bring Tetralophosaurus in.
We
as well.
need to find a Tetralophosaurus. We need to have subsequently more Lophosauruses.
Is there a tetra? There is a
There
tetra.
is.
Tetracerat, or is it Tetracerato, or is it Tetralophosaurus?
Well, there is a Tetra.
There's the Therapsid, right?
There is an iguanian called Tetralophosaurus.
Hilarious.
Austin names, we have a Triolophosaurus.
Yeah.
It's just not a dinosaur. It's a Archosauromorph, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
It could be in the dock. It is in the Mesozoic. I mean,
Yeah.
the winner of this fight would be the Dilophosaurus because the other
It's the
animals
biggest.
are a herbivorous, relatively large lizard-looking thing, a smaller theropod.
I think
and-
Monolophosaurus could put up a fight, but it would not win.
Sure. So,
Now-
oh my God.
Why
I
does the
almost just
biggest
Howard
Dilophosaurus
scaled. I almost embarrassed myself.
not simply eat the other Dilophosauruses?
Now, I heard that it makes a cool sound in this trailer, and
It
so
does.
I'm gonna play the clip, and then we'll react to the sound. Are we ready?
Yes.
That's a very good sound.
Did anyone else hear it?
I heard it.
Very good. Yes.
It's good. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna plug a piece of paleo media, believe it or not. The name of which I've already forgotten, but it is an animate. It's a very recent animated short. About a guy hunting a Dilophosaurus, and the sound design is extremely cool.
Oh, yes. I forget exactly what it's called, but
Hunted by Moonlight. No,
no, that's the dead sound.
that's the
one.
dead sound one. Why can't I find it?
It's okay. It's okay, Grandpa.
I'll look for it. We don't have to. We don't have to hold up on my account.
All right, it's a T-Rex. Are we ready? I saw somebody in chat say it's a bad Rex model. No, it's not. It's fine. It's not my favorite. The shape of the but it's really not my favorite in the limbs. This is more right than people think, and I'm just kind of going to leave it at that. I don't want to do a dissection of the prehistoric planet model because I don't really think it's there's that much of a point. And I don't want to be overly critical at art in a documentary at any point. But I think the prehistoric planet model has a couple of carryovers, probably from being extensively referenced from Sue, who's an unusual looking individual. I think that's why the head is a little bit overly flat and doesn't have some of the contours that a T-Rex should have, because it's based, I think, on the Sue reconstructed skull. And Sue's body is very wide in a way that feels too wide to me. That gets inherited a lot. This is a fine Rex model. It's fine.
I know
That's
you
it.
study this, James.
Yeah.
What's the thing called?
But
But what if-
did you see a
what if
guide on how
someone
to
in a
draw the
dis-
most accurate
But what
T-Rex?
but what if someone reposted an image in Twitter or Discord and they say you're wrong?
Interesting. That's possible. They might do that.
What if someone, say hypothetically, had articulated the ribs of a tyrannosaur in such a way that they, anyway,
Yeah, right. It couldn't possibly be done.
move its
maybe
leg.
wrong. Right. Yes. Yes. Most T-Rex skeletons are articulated in a way where to walk, to take a single step, the animal's femur would have obliterated its posterior ribs.
Didn't do that.
I think not.
It's called. The video title is all caps dinosaur horror film dash man eater.
Cool.
Not maybe the best name, but I think it's very good and it tremendously cool sound design.
Yeah. Again, and yes, mbloom8269, you don't have to like it, but I'm saying that it's not a bad design, right? And that is because bad design in this context, we're only talking about accuracy, right? Because that's what everybody means. I'm just saying. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's the head is actually, and this is gonna be very controversial. I think the head is more accurate than the head of the prehistoric planet Rex. And again, I know, but
Egads.
now here's the thing: the prehistoric planet Rex. My suspicion, this is not confirmed by anything, but my suspicion, based on my knowledge of how projects like this generally work, is that you're going to have to produce something as a proof of concept, of here's the level of fidelity we can do this to, and because you're trying to get investors and people to back the project, you're probably going to make a T-Rex. And so you say, let's have the VFX team make a T-Rex that looks so visually realistic and all of that. And then maybe we'll remake it at some point in the future if we think the project will be, the project is going to be supported. And I would imagine that what happened when they made Prehistoric Planet is they said, well, okay, now we don't really have time. Do we really need to redo the T-Rex? And if it's not, bad to a degree where you have to redo it, you just say, okay, we'll keep it like that. I say this because the other tyrannosaurs in Prehistoric Planet, as I've talked about before, are nearly flawless, I would say. The
Especially the
Chinchousaurus...
Tarbo.
Tarbosaurus, yeah.
Well,
Tarbosaurus is-
I think the Chinchousaurus looks like it's just a real dinosaur, but the Tarbosaurus is stunning also. The baby T-Rexes do look great too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just the adult Rex, and I think it's probably just an earlier draft. Anyway,
James, have you considered though that it's a bad Tyrannosaur because it's not Nanotyrannus?
what?
He has considered that.
Oh yeah. All of them that aren't Nanotyrannus are bad.
Yes.
That's true.
I did have the thought for a second, but then because of just the knowledge of production times, this wouldn't work. I did have the thought that it was just like, oh man, this could be quite possibly the first time we see Nanotyrannus in a dock.
I would really
Like this?
like that, but
That'd be cool.
as far as I know, it's not happening.
Yeah.
No.
Also,
Oh,
do
I
you
mean,
see
they
the
might
dead
have just made this
ankylosaur in the background? I just
I
noticed
do.
that.
Yeah, he's Rip King.
Oh, is that what it is? Is that a dead ankylosaur? Oh no.
Yeah. Also, Scott, they're roasting you. You forgot Jurassic Fight Club.
Up. I meant to say a doc of this quality, and
You
yes,
meant a good documentary.
that was peak. So
Yeah.
I apologize.
Right. Anyway, I'm gonna. May I advance a
briefly-
frame? Yes, please.
Well, no. Given that we're talking about T-Rex and Nanotyrannus,
Yes.
dude, would we like me to make an announcement?
I think you should make an announcement. Yeah.
Because I didn't know it was happening until I came home today. So I have an announcement. Some of you might be aware that we have an Etsy shop. And some of you might also be aware that we sold out of our T-Rex pins a little bit ago.
Yep.
I have remedied that. We now have many more of them. So if you missed out on your T-Rex pin, you're in luck. The other thing that we did, and that we ordered, and that came today, was a brand new one, which is the evil bastard, the Nanotyrannus.
Let's
the bane
go.
of my existence, personally. Anyway, I think it came out great. I was primarily referencing Jane, so if you will, it's Letheus. And they look great. So these will be posted soon, and we'll make a post, an announcement about that. Like I said, I literally got them just today, so.
I'm very excited. I probably have to pay the money I get from the channel. I'll pay some of that back to the channel to buy
get
a
the pin.
pin. Yeah.
Well, why don't you put a pin in it and we move on?
That's a great idea. Thank you. Yeah, they
You're
look
welcome.
beautiful. Amelia, great job with
They do
the
look
design.
cool.
And
Indeed.
Jane's also just a very aesthetic animal. I think Nano in general is, but I mean, Jane's such a beautiful specimen. All right.
Gorgeous.
Hey, speaking of Nanotyrannus,
Gorgeous.
we've got T-Rex babies that are probably modeled on Nanotyrannus.
They're very baby. They could
They're
be
very
whatever.
baby.
They're tiny infant babies.
Yeah, they
Tiny
could be
baby.
anything.
Ooh, tiny baby.
Also, I think this is worth noting. Everybody talks about how like the scale pattern on the T-Rex snouts is wrong.
Based on what?
Nothing. based on
based on
a
genes.
drawing of this is the best way to draw T-Rex, and everybody says, we know what T-Rex's scalation pattern was. It's not a living lizard, okay? First of all, I heavily doubt this is based on anything Andrea Cowper
Do not
posed.
mention
I don't mention that
in our
hypothesis.
chat.
Please. I think we might have a lot of new viewers. There are some people here I don't fully recognize.
If you are
Which-
new,
which-
welcome.
Yes,
Yeah,
welcome.
yeah, welcome.
Welcome. We have a slightly antagonistic relationship with our chat.
It's fun.
So,
You'll
yes,
come to
only
appreciate
slightly.
it.
Yes. We will talk about how long in a little bit.
We will.
But I just want to also say something. Knowing who consulted on the prior season of Loop, I suspect that the integument on the face of the T-Rex was under the hypothesis, which is actually reasonable, that dinosaurs did not have facial scalation at all. Because, and I think we've talked about this on channel,
I don't know if we have.
maybe.
actually.
I think that we've talked about it a little bit in one of the previous streams with Prehistoric Kingdom, because
Yes.
the Prehistoric Kingdom Velociraptor has a scaleless cosmetic option for its face, and I think that we discussed it a little bit, but it's worth rehashing.
Yeah.
Yes. So what's really cool is, you know how crocs have scales on their face? Well, they don't. Those aren't scales developmentally. Those are cracks that form in the skin as it like basically dries and hardens during development. There are fairly easy ways to determine this. One of them is that it's not symmetrical, right? Because it's actually like a pattern that's formed by the skin kind of cracking into that shape.
Yeah, chapped lips.
It's like chapped lips. So the idea is, well, most birds don't really have scalation on their faces either, right? They have like either the keratin of the Rhamphotheca, or they have naked skin or feathers. And then we also have the crocs here. The front teeth on this Rex are too small and numerous. Is that accurate? I don't think they're too small and numerous, but I have to get a good front view to look. And so the idea here would be, well, if birds don't have facial scales and crocs don't have facial scales, maybe dinosaurs didn't have facial scales at all. Maybe they just did the kind of croc cracking thing. And that's my understanding of what was supposed to be depicted in the integument on the skin of the T-Rex. And probably actually the other dinosaurs in life on our planet. Right? Now, I don't know if I fully buy this, because the caputegulae of ankylosaurs and the ornaments and nodes of pachycephalosaurs do appear to be bilaterally symmetrical. And I would imagine there's a correspondence to scalation, so I think probably this is kind of like a liplessness thing in which you're getting the same derived state in the living members of the group because they're weird, but they're weird in very different ways.
Yeah.
Was
Was there?
osteoderms though? Aren't those like
The
those aren't
caputegulae?
scales? Are they?
Well, they're
Well,
osteoderms, but like,
But osteoderms grow in scales.
right.
They're osteoderms that grow specifically in scales.
Isn't that how osteoderms work?
Typically.
No.
Not always.
I mean, well, they don't have to grow in scales.
But they don't have.
no.
Yeah, they don't have to, but they often do. And I think I don't know that the capitegulae are osteoderms.
I don't know
I-
what they are. I actually don't fully know.
I think maybe they are.
I assume they're
I
osteoderms.
thought they were.
I
They
assume,
probably are.
I assume they are. We would need good soft tissue preservation of a dinosaur face to really know this for sure.
Mhm.
We don't
What-
have that right now.
Was there not? Was there a recent study that looked at it in turtles?
Yes, and I don't remember what it was. I think they
I'm gonna
have
see if I
some.
can
I
find
think
that.
some. I think they might have scales and cracks or something.
I think they do. They've
Yeah.
got something wrong with them.
Anyway, all of this is to say there's more ambiguity in how we should reconstruct these things than a lot of people, I think, appreciate. And one of the fundamentals here is like, do we even have scalation on the dinosaurs' faces? We don't know that in every group. I would say we don't really know that in any group right now. Maybe we know in ornithischians they retain facial scalation. Maybe theropods don't have it in general. We don't really know. And so, like, before you say, oh, well, this like art guide on DeviantArt that was posted in 2012 about how to draw the most accurate T-Rex says there should be like these scales here, and that's what I'm doing because that's the most accurate way to do it. Like, the error bars are enormous. That is one person's interpretation. And it might be very reasonable and data informed, but like, it is one person's idea.
Yeah.
You can call James a blacksmith because he's got a particular axe to grind.
I do.
Okay.
Sorry,
Scott, go. No, you go ahead. 'cause
I
wanna
was
read a little
I
more.
was just going to say that, like, just to sum it up, basically, this is not wrong. This is an alternate hypothesis.
Yes, exactly. Right.
It looks like I have found the turtle paper, and your remembrance was correct in that at least within the tortoise that they studied, there are both molecular and mechanical patterning happening in the scalation of the turtle head.
Cool.
So
What?
yes, so if I'm reading what I'm seeing here very quickly, it is basically that like most of the head scales, especially on the top, are patterned chemically so that they are like kind of more typical, like they're laid down in a pattern.
Mhm.
And then there's like a region in the top middle where it is mechanical.
That's messed up.
That's awesome. That's so dumb.
And this, I'm going to say this, that we'll talk about how long later, but you're going to get some insight into my thoughts on how long, which is that there's a lot of stuff coming out that I think we need to accept that we basically know almost next to nothing about kind of how reptile skin operates at all and what we should expect to be seeing in it in extinct reptiles.
Right. I agree. I want to just, there was a comment, did Mark Whitten initially come up with the Rex facial scalation diagram? He had one of them. There were a few that were floating around the internet for a while. I don't know if he had the one that I'm talking about, but
I think
You know.
I don't know if Mark had the original one, but I also think that Mark couched his very much in like, hey, this is based on my interpretation of what I think the like correlates are, and he was pretty clear that it might not be like the end all be all. It's just here's what I think. Which fair, you can say that.
Right.
Incredibly fair.
Right, you're allowed to think something. Also, I just want to point out the detail on the teeth looks phenomenal. I really like this model in close-up. I think it looks good. But, like, they're grimy. Love that.
Real.
Let me count the dentition.
He's counting, folks.
Well, no, I'm not counting yet. I'm trying to decide where the premaxilla maxilla boundary is. It should probably be right around. Yeah, I'm going to say it's here. So we're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think that's 13 maxillary teeth. And that's a reasonable count for a T-Rex, I think. Although I think most have 11 or 12. But given the range of variation that I've observed in living animals and every other Tyrannosaur, having a range of 2 tooth positions would be fine. Also, it's possible I started counting on what's supposed to be the last premaxillary tooth on that side.
Well, how
How
variable
dare
are the
you.
premax? And like
The
could you-
premaxillary
could you
tooth is always
count
4.
from the front and then go back to
Well,
find the boundary.
the problem is the premaxillary teeth in Tyrannosaurs are very transversely oriented, and so you
Mhm.
can't really count them in lateral view that easily.
Well, I mean, I feel like you've got 1, 2, 3, 4,
1, 2, 3, 4.
and then there's like a slight gap,
Hmm.
yeah.
and then from there on it'd be max. That's how I would make that
5,
cutoff in this
6,
view.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. In that case, there's 12. So, could just be that I'm counting from the wrong point.
Real.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, I'm going to advance now. We got sauropods walking through the snow. That's cool.
I like that.
can't
You
wait to
actually, you don't see sauropods in the snow that often.
No, and it definitely happened.
That is really cool. That's awesome.
Yep.
That rules.
Is this so? We see one other snow shot in here, which is later with Eutyrannus. Are these supposed to be some sauropods that are? Oh yeah. There's the bit that we were going to talk about earlier as well. What sauropods lived alongside UT?
There's a few from the Yushan Formation, right?
There are like 3, and yeah, there are at least 3. Maybe 2 named, and then some fragmentary ones. I can't remember. Oh, I wish I could remember something. I wish my brain worked.
Oh, Dongbet Titan.
I would be unsurprised. All right, let's talk about this shot here.
Oh, with the this is the one that I know that people were also kind of questioning. Is this kind of a visual representation of retro dinosaur meets modern reconstruction?
I bet it is. That would make sense to me.
I don't
It
know
could
if
be.
I think it is. Because there's
There
like
are some-
pterosaurs in the background. There's a dead pterosaur on the ground. I feel like that's not what the scene's about.
There are dimorphodons too. So like
Yeah.
these are like very primitive pterosaurs in the background. So this could be like maybe some kind of weird Pseudotsuchian or something.
Could be.
That's my personal feeling.
Yeah, certainly could be.
Details look good on this foot here.
We love it when the details look good on the foot.
That's a really nice looking foot.
Earth's exploding.
Hate to see it. Hate to see the Earth explode.
Okay, these are definitely
Ruin your whole
Montosaurus with their comb, and I don't think they're gonna make it.
Oh no.
I don't know. Maybe they will. Let's think
Maybe
positive.
these ones survive.
These are the living Edmontosaurus. Oh,
That's how we
someone
get
has
the modern population.
someone proposed maybe Phasalosukis for that thing, and I could buy that.
Yeah, isn't that South America? I guess. I'm trying
Yeah,
to see
but
what the South
I don't know if we know
American-
that dinosaur was Dilophosaurus, or just
Oh,
like
yeah, no.
I definitely didn't think it was.
This is cool.
I mean, yeah, and they're like a bunch of dual-crested, actually kind of
Early
a shocking.
theropods.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting that it keeps happening.
Yeah. This is great. I'm
This is
really
phenomenal.
vibing with this like fight in the rain.
It's nice to see there's some very good Thyreophorine on theropod violence in this.
Yeah.
I
Which
know we-
I can't believe isn't
Oh,
shown
man.
more.
Can we Yeah, I think that's a pretty good looking Ankylosaurus too. Definitely not a Jurassic World Ankylosaurus.
No, it's
Definitely
much
not.
better. And they also have it doing the kind of the push up and pivot thing that I've heard everybody speculate about, which I think is cool. Like I've heard this as an idea that they might be able to they might have tried to plant their front limbs and basically torque to get their whole body into the turn. And that seems to be what it's doing here. I mean, I don't know.
I appreciate. I mean, there's very obvious Jurassic Park vibes from this shot because it's in a rainstorm at night, and I think that's to the benefit of it. Frankly, I think that if you're doing a documentary about things that aren't alive today, why not make the scenes have a little bit of heightened drama and be a little bit more cinematic than you would be able to reliably get in a wildlife documentary. I get the other approach entirely. I get the let's make it look exactly like a wildlife documentary. I want to be clear that I'm not trying to throw shade on that.
Right.
But I like this approach of hey, it's not a wildlife documentary. Let's be more cinematic than we could otherwise be.
And a little shadow lets you hide any.
Yeah.
Now, we're looking at the T-Rex in a view where I can just see and evaluate this. I think the nasal region's a little bit too wide, because somebody asked that before, and I'll say that I do think that's the case. Hard to say without overlying his skull, and really accounting for other kinds of tissue.
There's another shot a little later, right near the end, where you get has a pretty good kind of quartering shot on the Rex.
Yeah, but looking at it, I think this looks like a pretty good Rex, and I think that Dalton was right about where the premaxillary teeth began, and so I think that it has 12 maxillary teeth, which is correct. And the most common count. This is great.
Cool.
I love it. I also really like that I like that Life on Our Planet, and I don't know if this is coming from Spielberg or not, I really like that they try to be cinematic and cool.
Mm-hmm.
The shots are all cool.
Controversially, I like cinematography in my cinematic project.
Yes. Now, AMNH 5027, or I'm sorry, Tyrannosaurus Rex 5027 in chat. The Rex's postorbitals look so flat, yucky. They look pretty okay to me, because we know that these were covered in epiossification over the postorbital or boss, and where that is preserved, fused to the postorbital, it looks pretty flat. It's rare to find it preserved fused to it, but there are a few specimens, and they look like they've got this kind of big kind of flat featureless area. Again, I think that this is not a bad interpretation of this.
I like this question from Alice, who asks if we had to choose any extinct species to become our enemies, what would you choose? They wouldn't come back to life, but you'd have to know that they all had a personal hatred for you.
That's a great question.
I'm going to pick Pachycephalosaurus, I think. Because I think they were hateful creatures in general, so I wouldn't feel bad that they hated me.
Wouldn't take it personally.
Yeah.
Also, James, I do got to say before we get to the rest of the answering the question, I thought that was the funniest and nerdiest Freudian slip that I've ever heard somebody do, where you called him AMNH 5027.
well, his username is Tyrannosaurus Rex 5027.
I know.
Yeah.
But I love that you just saw the numbers and just defaulted to the specimen.
Well, yeah.
You're just like, oh, I know. Of course I know him.
Listen, I've written a lot about that specimen.
You have. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that I find that the Rex gets a lot of criticism online, and knowing stuff about Rex, from having worked on these animals a lot, it's just it's not that bad. There's a huge range of uncertainty in how you could reconstruct these things. That's such a cool sequence. All right, so now we've got a sauropodomorph and a bigger sauropod. So I guess we're doing early Jurassic, maybe here.
I
Volcanodon,
love this. I absolutely love this. Showing that weird transition period from the early sauropodomorphs to the more advanced ones. Just that's so cool to see.
It's really great.
Well, I mean,
this could be Massospondylus and Volcanodon.
It could be somewhere in the. I mean, there are parts of the Triassic. This could be the Lysemosaurs look. This looks a little more derived than some of those. It has kind of some of the classic graviportal stuff we see in later, and not later, but early proper sauropods. It's got to be early Jurassic because there are no No quote unquote prosauropods after that, sadly.
Rip. It's kind of like a Hyrax meeting an elephant. I think it's maybe a little less diverged than that, but
It's
like,
cool.
you're so
though.
different. You're so different from me, but we're the same.
Mm-hmm.
We're not so different, you and I.
It's so neat. It's so neat. I'm so happy with this. I like we've been talking around it for a little while, but like I gotta say, this is one of my favorite rosters of a prehistoric doc that I've seen in quite a while.
Yeah,
It's checking off so many boxes.
It's nice to go to the Triassic and
Mm-hmm.
It's
Jurassic
so nice
periods.
it's so nice to have a documentary crew not be scared of the Triassic.
yeah.
see in the Triassic.
I'm afraid of the Triassic. All right, sorry, I just did the wrong thing. Now we've got this scene of all these pterosaurs jumping off the Hallelujah Mountains on Pandora. This is interesting.
Nice.
Something very sad is happening to an Anchiornis here.
Rip.
We're gonna do this
No.
frame by frame.
Oh no.
Maybe he's
My boy.
okay.
I don't. He's not okay.
Did he make it? No.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
Is he how's
Oh,
Anchiornis?
no.
Is he safe?
Goodbye.
It's so
American
cute.
That's
Dad
really
joke.
cool. I like that a lot. That rules.
And that is, I'm trying to figure out what the pterosaur is.
Oh, people Darwinopterus people have guessed.
or
It
something
doesn't
like
have a
it.
tail. Darwinopterus has a tail.
Oh, you're right. Darwinopterus
teeth.
without a tail.
Now we've got
An
a
injured Darwinopterus.
pterosaur down. It's falling.
No, I think that this is an upside down shot. I think that it's supposed to be from the ground
Oh.
looking up and it's doing a backflip over.
You are correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is.
I like that. That's cool. Is that like Colovosaurus or
Maybe-
something?
It looks like
Aviaramus or
Colovosaurus,
something?
yeah. Because
that's what
does
I'm thinking of,
Colovosaurus have the chin?
Colovosaurus is not what I was thinking. I was thinking of KV or however you say it. I knew it started with a C. What Alex
Callistoventus.
said.
Caviaramus,
Oh.
Caviaramus, something like that.
Caviaramus, right?
Yes, that's Caveramus but that's also not what this is. I don't think.
And like in Prehistoric Planet, we're getting beautifully rendered pterosaurs. I mean, I think like this shot of one flying over the river also looks great,
Oh, stunning.
right? Evil,
no,
evil
someone's-
animal.
Someone's asked about Anchiornis colors.
Oh,
No.
I think it's within the range of.
Yes. More recent work on the coloration of Anchiornis and the feather type has suggested a lighter gray color, but also that the feathers are kind of like puffy, which, like in life, would probably mean that they interacted with light differently. And the red rufous crest is a red rufous crest. It's not like a deep crimson. There's a range of colors it can be. These colors for Anchiornis are absolutely within the realm of possibility.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great shot of the pterosaur also because it's flying with little enantiornithines, which I'd forgotten about.
I like that.
With
That's a weird. The shot behind. I don't
Gooey
love.
Draco, yeah, or
Ooh.
Gooey Draco, or however you pronounce it. I realize I've never said it out loud before.
This is an
A
evil-looking
fantastic-
pterosaur.
It's so good.
That looks amazing.
Stunning.
It's like someone took all the best parts of every pterosaur. It's like it will have
Wacky teeth and a little.
it will have a
crest.
crest. I'm Kevin Bacon in Tremors. It will have.
It will have.
Now we're going
Oh,
down a
so
waterfall
cool.
here. We got big waterfalls. That's cool. All right, this is what I'm really excited for because we get to talk about Allosaurus and why the model's good, actually. And we've got
And
a
Stegosaurus.
wild-looking Stegosaurus. I
It's
love
so
those
sick.
Which is
characters.
sealing the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The plates are so cool.
This is one. I think I forget if it's a shot that's actually in the trailer or if it was like a still that was released alongside of it. But there's at least a shot of like a herd of Stegosaurus from the front.
I think it's
And
in the trailer.
I think it's in the yeah. And like, firstly, the integument on those plates is I've never seen anyone do that before. Where they've got like it's like waffle weave. Like, what's going on there? Crazy. But like the gray and black with the bright plates is such a cool idea.
it's great.
Yeah, it looks great. I love
sick. Just sick. Amazing idea.
And this Allosaurus is seemingly getting absolutely bodied by the Stegosaurus.
it. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be doing too well in this encounter.
No.
Especially after that hit. Oh, God, right to the face. I love how, James, when you go frame by frame, you can see when it gets hit. You can see its jaw gets a bit offset for a second.
Yep.
Oh,
Yowza.
man. Oh, that's very good. Oh, he got Jake Paul'd.
Now, I want to just say something about the Allosaurus. Everybody's criticism of the design was based on a bad freeze frame from Netflix. Allosaurus looks more like this than people think.
Also,
That's it.
people are pointing out, and I did not notice this earlier, one of the Stegosaurus's plates is broken off.
I
Right
didn't
at the
notice
base.
that either. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That's so cool.
This is also the first time I've seen a CG model of the new long-necked Stego, and it looks so good.
Yeah, I
Looks
like it a
much
lot.
more reasonable than the old.
Yeah.
Like,
It's kind of
I-
hard to imagine them like looking any other way at this point.
I love them also, like, really showing how the tail can be, like, a very good omnidirectional defense tool, because, like, at the beginning of the fight there, when the Allosaurus goes in for, like, a bite at the head, it's still in thwacking range. Like, it's great. What is that? It's the quote. Oh man, also just rad shot of it coming in there. What was it? A quote from Bakker that it was Stegosaurus was built for 3-dimensional like violence or something like that.
Bakker has the best quotes.
He really, man, so
You
great.
do be.
This is awesome. This
gape on it. Oh.
Thyreophorans and theropods must fight. They simply must. I must see it to make the monkey brain happy.
It's as nature intended.
We've been asked what we think of the osteoderms on the Allosaurus model.
I don't think they're osteoderms.
And like as we're learning from how long, right?
Mhm.
There's maybe a lot more variation in what dinosaurs could do than we have been giving them credit for.
We also know theropods have osteoderm. Like, not a lot, but there is at least one definite theropod with osteoderms.
I think they're just
Ceratosaurus.
big bumpy scales.
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, I'm a filament maximalist, and I wouldn't mind seeing some creative filament stuff on it too, but this is fine. I think it looks pretty nice.
Now, what if we look at the demon?
Do we think Spicomylus might be in this doc? I don't think so, but I think that's just because the newest publication for it that kind of clarified its appearance is a little too recent for the publication time or the production timeline.
Do we see the demon?
I'm soon to, because I've seen one glimpse of it
Oh,
that terrifies
is
me.
this hats? I'd imagine.
Presumably. And
I love it coming out of the fog.
The death of infants approaches once again.
Dread it. Run from it.
this
It
is a
inevitable.
great.
That rocks.
It's so evil.
Larry B. Lumen. I really. That's a great comment. That's an awesome comment.
All right, now we're in the babies running away from things sequence, where now we've got babies of some sort of theropod running away. How many fingers do
Maybe
they
the
have? Can we
Tyrannosaur
count?
from before?
I think they're.
I think they're
the
different
patterning looks different.
There's some
Yeah.
sort of. I think they've got 2 fingers though. I think there's maybe
might
some
be a
sort of tyrannosaur.
It's really hard to
They're
see. the
gangly
fingers.
enough to be a baby tyrannosaur.
They are, except that there are large Rawasukians chasing them.
Hmm.
Are
Or
they
could they be Notosuchians of some
They
kind?
might be Notosuchians. I guess it's possible.
Oh,
somebody
somebody says
thinks
Marasuchus.
I
could
guess
be.
I could
I could
buy
like
that. Yeah. Oh yeah,
That'd
you
be
know
fun.
what? No, now that I look at the head, I think that's exactly what it is.
Oh, they
Yeah, I
are so
believe that
strongly.
Also, Will, gotta say, calling it the Flying Amber Alert, it's very funny.
That's hilarious. Oh no.
Amelia just drew our attention to that in chat, but I need to shout it out verbally because that's so funny.
Hey Scott,
Ooh.
I don't want to talk more about this, but do you remember in Texas?
Oh, James, cloud to cloud communication.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
All right, now let's look at this Pachycephalosaur run through the herd of Edmontosaurus. This looks great. Love the atmosphere. It's
I
phenomenal.
also love it. This is Lost World.
Yeah,
This is Lost World Game Trail.
Mm-hmm.
And is that a Borealopelta that's coming up though?
I think
Oh,
so,
it's-
and we're going to go to that
could be.
now. Look at him.
The identity of Scipionyx is an open hypothesis, by the way.
It's
Yeah.
at least a nodosaur of some description, but I
Sure.
could definitely see it being Borealopelta. Maybe.
And they have it
The
vocalizing.
I thought,
the shoulder armor looks a little different than Borealopelta.
It does. You're right. I was
I
judging off
thought
the color.
Borealopelta is supposed to be red. Like that's why I bet it's specifically or reddish.
Mm-hmm.
So
And like, look at the detailing
Yeah, it could
here.
be
This is
Denversaurus.
beautiful.
I really love this. This is
And the vocalizing is such a good touch.
Right.
Like-
We know they did that.
Yeah.
We do have a nice big triangular larynx, don't we?
Mhm.
There's a river of lava. There's a dinosaur
that
in the
nice
middle of the
big-
river of lava. That's
Are
not
those-
good.
Oh, that rocks.
Flowering plants, I can't tell. Are those like
Oh, I think they were.
I can't tell.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know enough about plants to know.
Do you see flowers on the plants? Those look like flowers on the plants.
I think those just look like red leaves.
yeah, they might just be red leaves.
Amelia.
I think I saw it too quick.
Amelia, what's your take on the plants?
they look like dicots, which are flowering plants. So
Okay.
Cheekless
believe that.
pachycephalosaurids are a paleomeme. There is no evidence to suggest that, as far as I'm aware.
No.
Every so often, cheekless everything come back into vogue because people misunderstand that the papers about no cheeks on dinosaurs are referring to the muscular cheeks of mammals that we know dinosaurs didn't have, and it's just a clarification in the paper, but then everybody misunderstands the clarification, and I'm always so tired. Now, this dinosaur...
He rules.
He rules, and he
Very
is in a world of lava. I think they're probably showing the end Triassic extinction, right?
Oh, probably.
Yeah, probably.
One must assume.
Right. And what we didn't know is that dinosaurs survived because one dinosaur was in the middle of all the lava, and all the Pseudotsuchians
Ooh.
were in the lava. And
Oh,
that's,
do you see that his crests curve medially?
I do.
Yeah.
Which
And
is,
they're like slightly asymmetrical.
Ooh,
yeah, they
that's
look
nice.
keratinous actually, which I don't know if they were, but it's cool anyway.
The eye of
I love the coloration on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now we're in the fire.
Ah,
And we are going through the fire and the flames.
bad place to be.
It doesn't look like these sauropodomorphs are enjoying it.
No.
But now we're
no.
going underwater, and we're seeing a Hesperornis, presumably,
Oh, I like this bit a lot. This is a cool
and something
scene.
is chasing it.
Uh-oh.
Is this a treacherous lizard?
It is.
Sure looks like a treacherous lizard.
Whoa.
Amelia, what
We
do you
got a
think
nice-
about it in top view here?
In top view. Hold on, we're on delay here.
Sorry, I'm just going back and forth so you can see the way
No,
it
that's
moves.
okay. I like from the top. It looks great. It doesn't look like a blimp. It's a little stiff, but that's fine. And I can't tell what the tail situation is.
Yeah, I don't think we get a clear look.
No, I do like in like the next shot where it's coming up on the bird. It's got like leopard seal vibes.
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
Or
Yeah.
that's
Oh, we'll
in-
get to even more of those later.
in my opinion, that's the appropriate vibe. Like for a
Hold on.
mosasaur, like it's not whales, it's leopard seals. Like there's just a deep evil and uncomfiness about
That-
them.
If you go back, that shot where you see the pterygoid teeth is so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's pause it there for palate perverts.
That's awesome.
It's,
I think I
it's-
also see a
it's
little
phenomenal.
forked tongue. And if through the pixels that I am being afforded, I'm correct in my interpretation of what the tongue looks like, I am pleased because I think they kind of took a maybe slightly more forked than a Gila monster approach.
Oh, I
which is
see.
what-
Yeah.
That's what I like. Me personally.
I can't see any tongue there, so I don't have an. Oh, there it is. I see.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's fine.
That's so
The-
sick.
Pattern on him looks cool too. It's got a nice pattern. Now I've got this little fuzzy guy.
Tian Yulong.
Is that Tian Yulong?
I would
I
imagine
think
it is.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
it's got
it
like
must
the
be.
back poof.
And
Looks
we
great.
get another shot of Tian Yuang a little bit later, and
Mhm.
it is genuinely the cutest looking thing I've ever seen in my life.
All right, now we have Triceratops running. This is a perfectly fine looking Triceratops. We've got Edmontosaurus showing interesting neck scalation, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That is interesting. Huh.
We got Pachycephalosaurs running at each other.
Good,
We
I'll see
love a
that.
good headbutt.
We do.
That's a pretty skinny looking Pachycephalosaurus.
It's a little skinny looking.
I'm not saying that as a complaint necessarily. It's just like, my boy needs to eat a little more.
It's been a tough.
I mean, maybe
Dry
it is
season.
supposed to be like, yeah, a tough season or like the end of
The end of
dry
a,
season or something.
or maybe this is an old one.
Maybe, yeah. He's got grandpa strength.
Right. But they look pretty cool.
They do.
Yeah,
They put
indeed.
I like that they've got a bunch of little scales on top of the dome.
Yes.
Yes.
Now we've got Allosaurus seeming to kill another Allosaurus.
Allosaurus on Allosaurus violence.
Indeed. And now something's coming out of the water. Oh my god.
It's him.
Is that a notosaur?
It looks
It's
like
him.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Hmm?
Greeting.
I like
Got
the
a
leaf on
hat.
his head. The
He has a
wise
nice hat.
sage emerges from the water to
And
bestow
that-
upon Excalibur.
Oh no!
Those are some of the
Oh, Edmontonia of the lake. What is your wisdom?
plant. Right. Those are some of the oldest flowering plants we have. Are like water lily families and stuff. Right.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. They're on. Yep.
That's cool.
Is this Tianulong?
Yeah, look at those.
Oh, that's adorable.
cheeks.
Oh,
I like that a lot. That's quite delightful.
Oh.
And relevant
Precious.
to a wider discussion.
Yes.
Oh, it's so cute. Uh-oh.
He opens his mouth and you can see like
His little fang.
yeah, the little
Ah, that's awesome.
That's
These also
great.
look tremendous.
Yeah, let's-
Eutyrannus.
Is Eutyrannus killing a sauropod here? Is that what's going
Looks
on?
like it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Love Eutyrannus. This is so cool. We don't really see Eutyrannus in a lot of
We
documentaries.
don't.
No.
This looks great.
Also,
Well,
the
it got-
snow looks sick.
It got discovered kind of in the like dearth of Dino Doc. Like there was like that
Yeah.
period kind of in like the like late 2000s, early 2010s till like almost prehistoric planet where you just did not get many like Dino Docs with reconstructions.
Yeah. No, I kind of forget about that sometimes. But yeah, I think the only one that I remember coming out in that window was Dinosaur Revolution, right? Like there were a couple
Yeah.
of things that did it a little bit, but not a lot.
Mhm.
This looks great.
That is correct. Eutyrannus keeps getting the stolen Valord from Nandixosaurus.
Right, that's true.
wow.
The much better known.
Right, the thing we know from
Terrifying.
3 complete skeletons with soft tissue, we never show. But Nanoxaurus, with its half
But
of a
have you-
maxilla and part of a frontal and part
But
of a
James-
generate. Yeah.
Have you considered we could see a herd of Pachyrhinosaurus in the snow?
Oh my
Have you
god, wait,
considered we
really?
could see the most boring ceratopsian
You
without
know,
any horns?
And
gotta
in a
say,
featureless white environment? Wait,
not
really?
Not a single Pachyrhinosaurus to be seen in this.
I know it's a breath of fresh
I
air.
am so pleased. If I never see Pachyrhinosaurus again in a documentary, I'll be okay.
You guys
Look,
are
look at how evil
so
this
I'm a hater.
Eutyrannus looks too. Like, love the quills on the back of the head coming up as it bites,
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that's a good touch.
and the snow being like lifted off its foot. That looks phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. The snow sim is very good in this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
pardon me.
Now,
Bless you.
a small lizard of some sort.
A Pachyrhinosaurus.
No.
Who do you think is filming? That's really funny.
So
Is that the baby?
the lizard is not a lizard. I think that's supposed to be the baby Plateosaurus from
Oh
from
yeah.
Loop?
Okay.
Loop. Yeah.
But a pine
like
cone
him
is
jump.
sitting the ground, and he is afraid.
He's not happy about it.
Well, the pine cone. If a pine cone the size of you fell next to you, I think that you'd be a little
That's a good
upset.
point.
I love his little pose, like a little
Yeah.
cat or something as he's landing, like ah! Now the Enantiornithines, I don't think these look as good as some of the other things, and I'm just gonna
No,
say that. That's
I
okay.
No,
also
yeah.
they look odd. The feathers look like sculpted.
Kind of weird. Right, these
Yeah.
are
They're plastic.
long hip what's the name of
Lungipteryx.
this? Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. But I'm happy we're seeing it.
Yeah.
Now, Here's that front shot of the
Here's
Stegosaurus.
Here's Peak though.
Oh my
Move over,
God.
birds. Peak is coming.
Hell
This
yeah.
is giving original Walking with
Yeah.
Dinosaurs, if I'm so honest.
It
Like
is.
that shot.
Looks
Don't
great.
you mean Plate is coming? Ayo.
Love that.
That's
Now-
just awesome.
Our large Astarkid is coming back towards us. Oh, and uh-oh.
Oh yes,
There
Oh,
we see
that's-
another
is it beaching
evil
itself?
Mosasaur.
it is.
Why is
It
this the first time I've seen a Mosasaur look pure evil? Like,
This is awesome.
this is, I'm
Because
sorry.
It's modeled
Rules.
after a leopard seal. Not to say
Yeah,
I don't like leopard seals. I love them very much, but they
But
have
eat-
they're upset. They're off-putting in
But-
a way that I think is appropriate.
But I'm saying, like, this is theoretically what it actually looked like, right? Like, we don't see an obvious anatomical error in the way the skull's constructed.
No, I'm curious what's going on exactly in the palette, but like in terms of like the width and everything else, it looks pretty good.
So what I'm saying is, like, in the movie Jurassic World, where they need it to be a movie monster, it looks less scary than it does in the nature documentary version. And, like, that's not I don't mind the Jurassic World design, but I'm like, this is so much more evil looking. Why isn't this the one in the movie?
This is terrifying.
This is so scary.
There's rules.
It's also, I think, the first time in a documentary I've ever seen a mosasaur like beaching itself to catch prey. I love this.
Someone has recommended that it has orca energy. I will shut that down and just say that there's no way in hell a mosasaur was as smart as a killer whale or even close to it. It's a lizard. Like that's, and not to say that leopard seals are not smart. But that there's an intentionality to which orcas do things that I don't think these things had. I think they had hate in their heart.
They
that
were
was
they were so
and then they
stupid.
had hate in their head, in their brain case. And there wasn't a lot of room for it up there. It's like this big on a 30-foot animal.
This is so cool.
Yeah,
It
it's
is pretty
rad.
rad.
It's rare that in a documentary I'm most excited to see the marine reptiles. As
Yeah,
we've
this
talked
is
about, like,
Rare
wait,
form for James.
Wait, hold
Yeah.
on.
Mhm.
If you freeze it at the exact right time, we get double palette.
We got bird
You
and
can see the Hesperornis. Hold on. Scroll. No,
bracketing
keep going.
reptile
Other way.
palettes.
Other way. Other way. Other way. Keep going a little bit. A little bit.
no, I'm showing. You're on a delay. I'm
Yeah.
showing you the scene you need.
Oh, that's
Palette on
rules.
palette action.
So
there we go.
So this is cool because this is convergence in like function, but not anatomy, which is mosasaurs have palatal teeth on their pterygoids,
Mhm.
big old pterygoid teeth. Hesperornis does not have palatal teeth, but what you might see are these like two separating grooves, ridges, and these are covered with oral papillae, which is something that modern birds do. They have keratinized papillae on their palate to grip food.
I went to
they use
school
their
with a guy
tongue.
named Oral Papillae.
Turtles do this too. But yeah, this is something that like I would not be shocked if they were in birds at this stage, even though they do have lateral
Mhm.
dentition. But there's a paper that came out on Archaeopteryx maybe having papillae on the palatines. I'm not gonna comment on that right now, but it's not. It is certainly possible. I think it looks pretty cool.
I think also in this like freeze frame right here, this is the most convinced I've ever been that Hesperornis was a real animal.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
This is the
Mhm.
only time I've been like, oh yeah, it's a bird, huh? it is a bird, in fact.
They always look
Someone-
like demons.
Someone did ask, could they run like this? Because they thought they could only like drag themselves around. And I think that, generally, I don't think they would be moving like this. But I think if you've got hell coming after you out of the ocean, you can probably,
You're going to
Find
access
the motivation.
biomechanics previously unknown to your lineage.
yeah, you're gonna
Yeah.
you're gonna do whatever it takes to try to get out of the way.
I will say, unfortunately, in this screenshot, I do notice a thing that'll annoy me, but it's a nitpick, and it doesn't
Ooh,
matter.
please.
The
What is it?
dentary teeth, the anterior dentary teeth are way too close together. They didn't like they're so
Mm.
their dentaries are not like our dentaries, like our mandible, where there's like this arc around the front where the teeth go all the way to the front. It's two bones that come together, and there's like a gap in between them. So those two little itty bitty teeth that are like right on the midline, they don't have that. And most mosasaurs have a little edentulous or toothless extension on the front of the dentary to match the one up on top of their snout. Someone earlier asked if we think it's Mosasaurus or Tylosaurus. Harder to tell in the earlier shot. From this one, though, it's not Tylosaurus. And it's not... it is too evil to be a platycarpine or a different kind, so it's probably Mosasaurus.
Someone asked if it's Jormungandr.
That'd be really cool. I'd be very happy.
That'd be so sick.
That'd be awesome.
I'd lose my mind. Yorkie was probably, like the rest of them, a hateful animal, so.
Wait, a hateful mosasaur?
I know, who'd have
No.
thought?
Say-
First time I'm hearing about this.
I know. I'm so excited for like some of the nasty pathology specimens to get published soon that like I've seen. Like these things did not like each other. Yorgi itself, for those of you unfamiliar with the paper, Jormungandr, the holotype or the specimen that we described for the name, has bite mark injuries to its neck that don't appear to be healed from the outside. Whether or not that killed it or if it was scavenging, who's to say? But at that time, there wasn't much else in the Seaway that could have done that other than another mosasaur. Possibly another Yorgi, but I kind of doubt it because they're huge and Yorgi's teeth are more thinner. It was probably a Tylosaur, which is the earlier big mean thing. Mosasaurus shows up a little bit later in the timeline.
I'm going to take us a little further forward because I
Okay.
forgot there's more of this. We got a Triceratops again. And now we have a shot straight from hell.
I like that Triceratops. I like the that is, and then yeah, there is hell.
Oh,
Cool.
that's just the title. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
see.
I was like, the the friends, Brachiosaurus, Stegosaurus, and Spinosaur.
So I'm excited for this documentary, I think.
Me
I think it'll
too.
be fun.
It's soon.
Yeah, it's soon, March 6th.
It's actually I'm upset with the release timeline because it starts almost immediately after my dinosaurs course is ending the unit where we cover dinosaurs, and I'm like, oh, I could have used so many clips.
That would be nice. It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I will not be watching this until May
Mm.
because I do not have Netflix, and I will not be home for a long enough time back to my parents until post Big Day.
I'm very surprised that you don't have Netflix, Alex.
No, I was leeching off of the familial account, and then they did the old switcheroo.
You know, the way I feel like I'm an adult is that my family leeches off of my Netflix account now.
I'm paying for 3 of these I've got 3 of those streaming services. Isn't that cool? Isn't it so cool how they all lied and everyone believed? Where it's like, this will be better than cable television.
You know what I miss? I miss, like, seeing that something was on TV and just deciding to watch it because it was on.
I know.
Lit-
It's aw-
I miss that experience of the family just being like, hey, let's see if there's anything on. Right now, there's always something on, but you got to choose what it's going to be. And
Or
that's
like planning for something. Like when things were released on particular days and you had to like look in the TV guide to see does anyone in our chat know what a TV guide is? Like the printout magazine thing that would come in the mail that you'd look like weeks out at what was going to play on the TV.
I don't think they know about that.
no,
No.
they don't. It's all right.
Halcyon days.
Oh, wait, they all
TV
know
guides.
about that. Never mind. I thought they were too young.
There was like a period of 4 years where streaming was.
I'm an unk.
I mean, I'm happy to some degree that streaming exists because, like, when I decide on a whim I want to watch a show, like, I don't know, I'm watching Mad Men right now. Like, it's nice that you can just do that. Because, but I guess that whole culture of, like, rewatching entire TV shows wasn't really a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you had to be
You
a
had to,
pretty
like, buy
dedicated
them.
fan. Right, yeah.
Yes.
Or you're renting them or borrowing them from people. And so, like, there were shows I, like, sought out the home media of because I wanted to watch them. Actually, the first one, maybe this is embarrassing or maybe it's not. I think when I was 10 or 11, I did that for the old Animorphs TV show.
James, I did the same thing.
Hell yeah,
Because I
Dalton.
missed when it aired, and I was reading
There's
the
an
books, and I was
Animorphs
like,
TV show.
yeah, it ran
It
for like 2 seasons.
It
I
was
think.
not very good.
No.
Oh.
And when we got the VH, we had to like order them online, and it was like some of the first online shopping we did. And
Same
one of
here.
the VHS tapes we got was like from the UK, and because of the weird region locking things, it wouldn't work on our player. And I was like, what is this?
I'd be so mad.
Man.
Yeah, and not only does Animorphs have a TV show, but the guy who played Jake now is in other stuff.
Yes, most of the other...
Shockingly, actor has other work.
well, you know, a lot of those actors did not appear in other things.
I will say on the streaming thing, one of the things I do like is just the accessibility of other like lesser known media. Like
Yeah.
I can do things like I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna watch Sorcerer today, which we have now entered the part of the video where Scott talks about Sorcerer, his latest obsession. Everybody, stop when you're done watching this. When
Wait,
you're
the
done
movie?
watching this live stream, yes.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah, excellent.
When you're done watching this live stream, go watch Sorcerer. This movie kicked ass. It is just about 4 dudes trying to drive incredibly unstable dynamite across the mountains of Colombia. And it was it was very expensive. And it made no money because it happened to come out at the same time as this very unknown independent sci-fi movie called Star Wars. And so nobody saw it.
Damn.
It kicks ass. It's so good. There are so many shots in there where you're just like, how the hell did they make it? The bridge scene, both of them, amazing. The scene where they blow up a tree, spoiler, that is the most convincing explosion I have ever seen in any movie ever, because it wasn't a Hollywood explosion. They literally actually genuinely hired an arsonist to just dynamite a tree, and it almost killed people. It was wild. It is the most they don't make them like they used to anymore movie I've ever seen. Holy shit, everyone go see it.
I along those lines, I remember when I was in high school in my Latin class, I think right before Christmas holidays, my teacher showed us the chariot race scene from Ben-Hur, filmed in the 50s.
The one that the guy died in.
Well,
Yeah.
right, that's what I was getting at, is like, I remember this moment where a guy goes under the hooves and the wheels of the chariot, and I was like, that guy must have died. And then I went home and looked it up, and they were like, oh yeah, there's a guy dying in the movie. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Great.
An Order of the Black Eagle moment for the movie heads. What is it, Dalton? Is that the title of the film?
No, it's Order of the something. It's no, it is Order of the Black Eagle. Yes,
in which
is the sequel to.
Yes, the superior sequel, by the way.
Yeah.
In which an extra's head is run over
By a motorcycle.
By a motorcycle. He's not killed by this somehow.
Good Lord.
Duncan.
If you're not familiar with these films, this was an attempt to do an American James Bond where he has a cool pet monkey with a tank.
A baboon.
It's awesome. It's a great movie. Dalton and I did it for a movie night.
What the hell?
Yeah, and
a spoiler, it is
Nazis in South America.
But wait, I
And
want to
guess who's
talk more about
frozen?
Animorphs.
Okay.
Sorry. Alex, please continue. Who's frozen?
Just guess who's frozen, and they're trying to bring
Hitler.
back.
Oh.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Animorphs a little bit more, because, my God. It is really funny. No, because I had the same experience as Dalton. It was like, it was the first time I was trying to find media that, like, the TV show's not on anymore. I remember initially, like, because I discovered the books in the library, I think, when I was 10. And, you know, they were all done being published by that point. There are so many of them. And so I was reading them, and I saw a lot of them on the cover had, like, you know, Catch Animorphs on Nickelodeon. And I was like, okay, when was this out? Right? Trying to find them. Online video sharing was not a huge thing at the time. YouTube existed at this point, but it was not, like, a very widely known website, which feels weird to say now. I initially was trying to stay up really late and, like, look at what the channel guide said would be on Nickelodeon at various times and on various nights, because I thought there was a chance they were playing it at, like, 4 in the morning or something like that, and I could program the VCR to record it. Which didn't happen. But, like, Nickelodeon used to play weird things at some times a day, as far as I remember.
Yeah.
So, and a lot from their old, like, their old catalog. So then, eventually, I realized that there might be VHSs, and, like, my mom helped me learn to online shop and, like, buy some of them on eBay. I think I wound up getting, like, 3 or 4 of these. And so there was a total of 8 episodes of the 26 that aired. It was always kind of my white whale, except also that show was not very good.
No.
Anyway,
It's like if Moby Dick and like they get to the like it's the end and it's just a kind of big dolphin.
right? Yes.
Ah,
Oh.
okay.
Yeah, but I thought. I mean, I think Animorphs was a great series. You know how like you can remake a movie.
Mhm.
I wish
I've
you could
heard of this phenomena.
I wish you could rewrite a book. Well, I mean, I think the thing that prevents them from being like more widely beloved now is like, this is going to be a rare. I'm going to preface this. I do not condone J.K. Rowling nor her transphobia nor her apparent friendship with Jeffrey Epstein. However, the Harry Potter books, I think, do have did serve a role in children's media and everything that I think is underappreciated now. Where I think it was the time when the idea that kids and teenagers would be reading like fairly long books that often have good vocabulary
Yes.
started. And I think Animorphs feel very much like the kind of like Goosebumps era of children's books, where the idea is like publish a fucking lot of them. Sorry, I know we're not supposed to swear on stream, but
Come on, James.
Anyway, sorry.
Control yourself.
Oh no, I say curse words. So publish a lot of them, right? And each one's very short, and the writing level is not that high. Like
Well, and a lot of them were ghostwritten.
Oh, really?
Yes, there are so many of them.
Yes.
K.A. Applegate started them, and then like Scholastic was like, you got to get these out. Like, I don't remember exactly what the publication schedule was.
It was once
fast.
a month. Once a month there was
That's
a new book.
crazy.
And
Yes.
so basically K.A. Applegate was like, I can write some of these, and I'm going to provide the kind of skeleton of what should happen for the rest, and then they're going to get ghostwritten. And so that's why they kind of are variable in quality.
Yes, and
From book
I
to
think
book.
Chris Bellis-Jones, I think, pointed out they have tried to release like updated, rewritten versions of Animorphs, which haven't sold well, and that's true. But I don't even mean like I think part of it is that the books are so steeped in like it's the late '90s culture. Like everything's a direct like when the character Rachel, I think, is often referred to as Xeno warrior princess because she's like the most
She's tall and tough.
She's tall and tough, and I think the most martially successful and aggressive of the characters in Animal Morph or something. But it's like that's not a current reference that most like young kids aren't getting what that means.
And
They also like. Oh, sorry.
I was just saying, Tea Time raises an excellent point, which is that some of the ancillary kind of secondary books that were published outside of the main Animorph series were longer and a bit more in depth. And they also said Hork-Bajir Chronicles was formative, and it absolutely was.
Yes.
I loved the Hork-Bajir Chronicles, and honestly, that might have been one of the first books I read that is kind of like slightly more heady sci-fi, and like here are some like ethical dilemmas and bizarre technical things, and like here's this race of knife-wielding lizards turns out to be a genetically modified, like a genetic construct of creatures who live in deep ravines who send these people up to harvest bark for them, and they're peaceful herbivores who don't even realize that they've been created to serve the purpose of harvesting bark. It's amazing.
That is cool.
Yeah. No,
I remember.
It's great.
I did not read all of them, but I remember like in the sense that they're very '90s coded, like the ultimate conflict between what is, right? There's like a basically evil god.
Yeah, it's Kryak is the evil god,
Kryak
and the Elemist, right? Yes.
Who are gamers.
And I was about to be like, and their conflict is like they're gamers,
Right.
And I remember being like, huh, okay. No, Dalton, I know what you're saying. I think they would have benefited, if they had kind of come out in the like, in that climate where it's like, like 12-year-olds were lining up for the next 800-page book. And honestly, those books, again, not condoning anything, but good reads. You can read them as an adult or as a youth. And hey, guess what? Don't worry. Now that's just what everyone reads.
Right. Well, I mean,
there was a.
Yes.
I actually was very recently talking with a friend of mine who's in children's book publishing, and they were saying that from the HP through like Hunger Games was like the golden age of kind of not like young adult. I mean, the young adult but like kind of like 12. I want to say like the 10 to 13-year-old like range.
Like
That was the
tweens.
that was the golden age when like lots of stuff was getting published, and it was, decently well written and kind of complex. And now, like, yeah, and like before that, things weren't quite at that level. And after Hunger Games, there really hasn't been anything that's reached that same level of success.
Yeah.
I remember reading those Hunger Games books and being like, oh wow, there's like little. I felt you read them and you're like, there's a little edge to these.
Hunger Games has an edge. Yeah, no, I remember reading
I'm
it.
very shocked that the series about children murdering each other is edgy.
No, but it's got a
What I
political.
mean.
It's got a little political edge to it.
No.
Yeah,
Yes.
Which I was not expecting when I read it. I thought it was going to be more like, isn't this messed up? And not like, let's not look too closely. You know what I mean?
I mean, I rewatched, like, I think it was on TV. I think, like Scott, I was like just scrolling through channels. I was back at my parents' house, we still have cable, and I watched the last 35 minutes of the last Hunger Games movie, which is not a great movie, but there's like all the stuff with. I had completely forgotten how the book ends, which is like it turns out like the rebel president is actually also evil, and then the best actor in those movies, who's the guy who plays like the evil president Katniss is fighting, Snow. And he's like,
You're talking about
he's like,
Donald
"Hey,
Sutherland,
Lamau."
critically acclaimed
Yes.
actor Donald
Yes,
Sutherland.
sorry,
Yes.
give me a break. And he's like, he just has like a conversation with Katniss, and he's like, Lamau, and then like at his execution, she's like, no, I'm gonna kill this lady. And it was cool, and I'm like, wow, I'm like, I don't remember, like that's kind of good. That's like
That is pretty cool. I never got into Hunger Games.
I remember it was so like I heard about them online and picked up the first book from the bookstore, and I think I read it all that night. I was like, I was taken with it, and it was funny because it was like right before school started, and I think I had like 2 days before school would start again, and I think I read the entire series in 3 days. Like Mockingjay had just come out, and that's when I heard about this whole phenomenon. And so I like bought them all, read them all, and like the whole first week, it was like my first week of 10th grade or something. I was just like, I can't stop thinking about these fucking books. Like I gotta think about something else. But no,
not bad.
No, the movies are not bad. I wish Animorphs had ever gotten a good film adaptation, but I also think it's almost impossible because it's so unbelievably dark. And when I say that I want to rewrite them for an adult audience. Adapt the plot, but make it like intended for older teenagers or adults. Like, I'm not saying make it for adults like they had sex and that sort of stuff. You don't have to do that.
I also think that from the perspective of, I mean, granted, I don't know that much about the book series, I didn't read it, but just a premise like that that would be so easy to be ridiculous. I mean, like it's like the biggest thing that everyone knows about Animorphs is the book covers and how goofy they are. I think that this is a premise that would only really work in animation.
I think it would make a great animated series, actually.
Yeah, but I still think it's so dark that like you can't ever sell making a good adaptation aimed at the audience of the books.
No, because when you realize that these are
it would be
fairly young children that are having this stuff happen to them, you're like,
it would be a series that is definitely for the audience that grew up with the book, so adults now, but still, I think it has to be animated.
I would love to see a version with the production quality of the like BBC His Dark Materials series. Actually, not to plug Frame Store, but I mean they could do.
Oh, that would be really cool. A Frame Store Andalite. Can we? I want to call Frame Store right now and say, make me an Andalite.
Russell,
whatever it costs.
Pick up the phone.
Are those the weird blue centaurs?
They are
the weird blue centaurs, and make them faithful to the books. In that, I don't know how faithful the covers were compared to how they're described, because the way they're described in the books, their torsos are like so spindly and like weak.
Yes.
Compared to on the book covers, they were like ripped.
Also, I do gotta say, I find it very funny in this hypothetical that we get an opportunity to pick up the phone and call Frame Store and make them make something, and we're making it make Animorphs and not please, for the love of God, make Dinotopia. We've been needing.
I would also love that.
I want them to make Animorphs,
but I want an Andalite. I want a Taxon.
Well, yes, but here are the things, and like everybody's talking about them being child soldiers. Here are the things that are fucked up that they can't do in any adaptation, because I think it only flies as a book because it can get under the radar a little bit. Do you remember the 3-book arc in the 20s of the series where another person finds the cube that gives them the morphing ability, and he turns out to be a bad kid? Now, first messed up thing is when they eventually get rid of him, they trap him in the morph of a rat and abandon him on a deserted island. And because when you're in morph, you speak telepathically, later on, dozens of books later, they hear somebody mention that they were boating past the island and heard somebody screaming in their head. And implying that he has been alive for a very long time, trapped in the form of a rat, unable to speak. He wasn't a cousin. No, this is the other thing. One of the character's cousins is killed in a car accident. And as part of this guy trying to like get away from the players and like kind of play people off of each other, he acquires the DNA of the cousin and morphs into him and makes him think that makes his family think that he's still alive. Which is like, when I read it, evil. I was like, this is one of the most diabolical things I have ever heard.
Yeah, frankly, I think the David arc could just get cut.
I think they would have to. It's like, I mean, it's evil, and I'm like, it's like, it's actually one of those moments where I'm like, this is great sci-fi. I'm like, this could be a thing you have to deal with. If you could acquire someone's DNA and transform into them temporarily, like, that could happen. Like, theoretically, anybody you've ever shaken hands with could be able to copy you for a period of up to 2 hours.
No, yeah, the espionage abilities of the morphing cube are not... I mean, and they're fighting aliens, so they don't have to use them too much, but...
Right. No, I find that great. Other messed up thing I want to talk about. One of the things that they discuss a lot is that when you... And I'm sorry, we're infodumping about Animorphs now because we have nothing else planned for this stream. So, and by we, I mean...
Have we finished the trailer?
The trailer's over.
I like how you're apologizing now and it's been 20 minutes.
Well, it just dawned on me.
Eventually we'll talk about how long. And someone has asked about... someone has asked a question that they'll have to retype at this point. I apologize. But
yeah, we'll get to it.
I also want to talk about Animorphs.
Yeah, you can. If you want to interrupt the Stunlock, you can always super chat us. But what I'm talking about is that... Okay, I think that actually I could not even stop if you super chatted at this point. One of the things that I find interesting is they talk about the fact that when you acquire something's DNA, you're acquiring its DNA. And so any physical defects that you have...
Hear what I miss.
Right?
I'm so sorry. Just the
really
idea
funny.
of people coming into this conversation.
Right? But like any injury you've ever had or any scar or something goes away when you turn back into yourself because you're re-accessing your genetic code, which does not capture any injuries that you have or anything downstream. So it's why they're able to survive these battles where they're like frequently eviscerated and mangled nearly beyond recognition, like limbs cut off, heads nearly cut in half. Basically, as long as they don't die instantly, they can heal themselves. But of course, toward the end of the series, and I feel like nobody remembers this, toward the end of the series, when they need to recruit more people to fight for them as child soldiers, they're like, well, we need to go find other children who might be able to like sneak under the radar and help us fight this guerrilla war against an alien superpower. And it can't just be any kids. And who do we think might be willing to join us on this endeavor when there's a high probability they'll die? And they go to a children's hospital and conscript disabled children who all die. They basically mass recruit disabled children who acquire the DNA of animals. When they transform back into themselves, are now healed of their disabilities because they are not genetic disabilities. They're like people who were paralyzed in an accident or something, and they regenerate their own bodies after this point. And then all of them get killed. Just massacred at one point. What?
Hey, James, did you see the guy in chat who's claiming that he worked on the show?
Wait, really?
You worked on the Animorphs show?
What?
Hang on. Repeat yourself. Please, identify.
Scroll up just a little bit.
No, I was not reading the chat, if that wasn't clear.
Tom.
What?
Fossil Guy Tom, I must know more. Dr. Tom Fletcher.
This is insane.
Of all...
I'm sorry, everyone who wanted to hear about dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's not happening.
We're done with dinosaurs.
Oh.
No, this show. I think off of Animorphs.
No, I bet he's talking about the dinosaur.
Oh!
Animorph headed
That
right
is
now.
also awesome, and I really want
because-
to let you know that I'm not disappointed.
Yes.
It's just I had to shift gears from Animorphs.
I also, for half a second, I was like, apologies, Dr. Fletcher.
Yes.
I was like, Animorphs had a scientific advice.
Yes, I was also trying to compute that. I'm sorry. I'm not disappointed. Thank you for
that's
telling me.
amazing. That's
Oh my
awesome.
God.
No,
No,
let me
No,
hang on. I wanna
Fossil
talk
Guy
about
Tom,
this now.
we're sorry
Yeah,
about the
no.
Animorphs distraction.
I would love to hear about how
All
what you
right.
advised on because
Yes, Tom. What did you advise on? We want to hear
Yeah,
about
is
this.
there anything
Absolutely.
that's
To
in the
the
trailer
extent
you
you
want
can
to?
tell us.
Yeah, anything in the trailer you want us to highlight or go to? Please let us know.
Oh my God, that was so funny.
This is how you interrupt a stunlock without paying us money. By the way, as it turns out, you worked on the show that we're supposed to be streaming about.
Goodness gracious.
I did not know, James, that you had such a love for Animorphs.
I
didn't
really I
either.
was deep into it.
And I'm glad I found a kindred spirit in this.
Yeah. Alice, I think my answer is Animorphs.
Okay, I worked on everything science-wise, honestly, keeping everything on track. Anything you like. Maybe reach out and we can do it. Maybe,
Yeah.
please.
Fossil Guy Tom,
Oh,
so
that'd
we
be
don't
rad.
forget,
Oh my gosh.
our email address is in our YouTube bio. Could you just shoot us an email from whatever email account is best for you? And we could definitely schedule an interview if you'd like. That'd be phenomenal.
100%.
Would love to
To try to
chat about
time it
this.
for the release, yeah.
Yep, right
Yeah.
there.
Mhm.
All right, well, Fossil Guy Tom, thank you very much. Now back to Animorphs. Let's keep the discussion on Rampart, right? No, it's fine. Anyway, that's all I really have to say about Animorphs. Oh, actually, this is a good segue. There's an Animorphs book where they go back in time to the Cretaceous, I think,
There
because
is,
an atomic
yes.
bomb explodes near them.
Mm-hmm.
What? No,
yeah.
never mind.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they go to the
Just keep
Cretaceous,
going.
and they meet some dinosaurs, an eclectic mix, including T-Rex and Spinosaurus on the same continent. But we'll forgive that, because they also
The
meet
infamous Montana Spinus.
They meet two warring species of aliens. One is I think a sentient, like, kind of hive mind of ants, and isn't the other one kind of like a crab species?
Oh, I don't remember
And
that.
they're at war with one another, and one of them has like called an asteroid to Earth as part of the war. And the Animorphs, the other group of aliens pleads for the Animorphs to save them and stop the asteroid, but they're like, we can't do that because that's the asteroid that kills the dinosaurs, man. Like, we got to evolve, man. Oh yeah, and broccoli is not from Earth. Broccoli's an alien species, which is why kids hate it.
Broccoli specifically or brassica?
I
Broccoli.
think broccoli specifically.
Yeah.
I like
That's-
broccoli.
It's not that biologically informed. That
No.
the series.
What?
I know.
Well, they needed a scientific advice.
That's why they should have gotten. They should have gotten Dr. Tom.
Yeah.
Yes, I forget. Yeah, a nuclear bomb explodes near Los Angeles, and this does not factor back into the plot. Although,
Ever.
isn't there something where, like, don't they come back in time to like a slightly different universe or something?
Something weird happens with the time travel because at the end they're like, oh yeah, it didn't even matter, and they can never turn into dinosaurs again because they like lose the DNA they acquired.
Yeah, it's like it's some sort of. I guess that's
Otherwise
an
they would
important.
just always be a T-Rex, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, the war is
Yeah,
over,
right.
folks. We're always T-Rex.
Stony Bridge just asked if since tangents are a crew staple, does anyone remember Dinosaur King, the anime that was Yu-Gi-Oh but dinosaurs?
I do remember it because my sister watched it for a little while, but I think it was after our main time, right?
Yeah,
It was
I
very
remember it coming
slightly
out.
after our time.
but I never really watched. I watched a few episodes
No,
of it,
I
but
never
never
saw
got
it.
into it. That was a Megamorph book, yeah.
I know
Megamorph
that
books were great.
there's a couple of my friends that there's a doctor, like a paleontologist guy in Dinosaur King that a couple of my friends have set as my contact photo in their phone. Because it kind of does just look like an anime version of me, but a bit older.
Oh, that's great. Now we should talk about how long. I think we've been asked many times about it.
We have.
I think it's a really cool discovery.
What an amazing fossil, yeah.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
cool.
Big, small guy, but big. Well,
Small but big
decently
in
sized
spirit.
guy, but big,
Indeed.
big implications.
Maybe it had feathers. If that is what those things were.
Well, it seems to have had two kinds of things, at least one of which is probably homologous with feathers. No, it does not have two.
No, it's got different sizes of like the
of
same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, we should probably do a video about dinosaur integument at this point.
Yeah.
I think we
there's
should.
so much that has been said about it. Both correct and incorrect.
Some of which is true.
The crew is of different opinions, sort of. Not like in conflict, but we have different thoughts on filament homology and stuff like that. I trend towards filament maximalism, in which I think probably that monofilaments are present at the base of avemetatarsalines and are being like weird things are happening to them in different directions. I'm also not like there are hollow monofilaments in theropods, and I'm kind of curious. I think not get too much into it right now. I'm not convinced that these aren't somehow homologous or related to the monofilaments we see in more widely in pterosaurs, theropods, and ornithischians, but they are certainly weird, and they're up tree from stuff that the authors explicitly mention are like the quote-unquote primitive monofilament. It's interesting because this is a paper where it could the authors could have easily taken the position that like this represents a separate origin of monofilaments in their discussion, but they don't. They are like, no, Calindrodromius and Tianyulong are like the same thing that are in theropods and pterosaurs, and it's probably likely that this structure is originating in avemetatarsalines. But this thing in this iguanodontian in Haolong is like a separate weird thing that's happening, and it is absolutely separate and weird. But like, I don't know, in my concept, I was reading through some of the stuff, and there was some discussion about this, and I kind of bounced between like, is this something that's kind of like a porcupine quill, and that like it's hollow? Is this something like, early feather type? There's a lot to be said about it. It's super duper cool. I think really the takeaway from this is that like ornithischians probably had bizarre integument, and like, right, like that Edmontosaurus mummy just came out, right?
Yeah.
And it's got like a weird, maybe displaced skin. I don't know. I'm inclined to accept what the team says about it, like cool feature scales, right? Like all of these, there's probably incredible stuff happening in all sorts of dinosaur integument. Yes, it's important that there is presence of living cells in these structures, but there are also living cells in some feather types at some stages of development. However, they're not usually in the same position that they are in these. Like there's a hollow space and then living cells and then dead epiderm or keratin, or I can't remember exactly what, on these like sides of the tissue. It's really cool. It's absolutely wild.
Yeah. So in terms of like a pin feather like interpretation, I don't think we should. I don't see any evidence to suggest it would be that like this was like a temporary thing that was going to open up.
No.
Nor do I think that it's particularly closely like related to what we would call a pin feather.
Yeah.
But like if you touched it, maybe it would feel like one.
Gross. I bet it'd feel gross.
I bet it would feel gross. I like honestly that what this paper has done for me is pushed me towards feather, not filament maximalism, but feather minimalism perhaps, which I almost think we should start once again being more restrictive in what we're calling a feather. And the reason for that, and Alex and I went back and forth in our chat with this, is that feather, when we talk about feathers, the only knowledge that we can have about the biology of feathers in life comes from birds. right? Birds have feathers, and we can watch them grow and develop. And when we watch them grow and develop, we can see that there are some pretty strict developmental patterns, and they seem to be very conserved because they seem to be pretty universal among all living birds. And I think when we take the word feather, we take some of that assumption with us back into the past, when it seems that very clearly, and not again unsurprisingly, because when these things evolved, they would have been different than they are now, that they aren't following the same rules. And I think that can hinder us and make us overly prescriptive in what we think dinosaur integument should be like. Now, maybe it's operationally, it has to be something with like barbs and barbules. I think Alex, you suggested that. I don't hate that. I could also restrict it phylogenetically, like make a cutoff point where you're like, you think. But again, it's vibes based, and I'm sorry, it is. But like, right. And while I don't think that that an ancestral my goodness, an ancestral avimetatarsalian filament is
Easy for you to say.
out of the question or even unreasonable. I think it is a very likely thing. I don't think we have enough evidence that I'm confident enough to say anything, because as I was saying, like, we've got 3 different parts of the tree that are not connected to one another, and the structures are just different enough that I'm like, this is odd, but they're also similar enough that like, okay, yeah, it makes sense, right? I don't think we need a term. I think filament is a fine term. I think filament is a great term for these structures,
Phil,
because
for short.
there is the possibility, however slim, that there's at least some independent origin of them from a deeper homology of the potential for filaments, right? This has been proposed before, and given what we know, given where we have confident filaments, right? We've got pterosaurs, we've got ornithischians, and we've got derived theropods, relatively. Again, I'm not opposed to it being an ancestral thing at all. That could absolutely fit what we know. But we don't have any information for sauropods. We don't have any information for the earliest theropods. We don't have any information for anything between pterosaurs and dinosaurs. We also, and again, couching this in, I'm not an ornithischian worker, so I don't have a strong stake in this. But there have been proposals that at least some heterodontosaurids are not at the base of the tree, but are in fact marginocephalians at a time, right? And if some of them are marginocephalians, maybe closer to pachycephalosaurs, maybe not, the distribution of integument in Tianulong is congruent with what we see of the distribution of filaments in ceratopsians. And if it turned out to be a marginocephalian, I would not be surprised that then we're seeing just the marginocephalian integumentary condition, at least the early, before it changes in derived ceratopsians. Not to say that that's going to happen, but it could. And
right, those filament types in like Psittacosaurus versus Tianulong are different.
Are they? I thought that those were being compared to the same. Like, those are the same, but they're not the same as what we're seeing in How Long.
No, I thought they were. I thought the case they were making was that the filaments in Psittacosaurus were shared elements of their anatomy with the things in How Long, and are also not related to, in the words of the paper, not related to the evolution of feathers. Whereas they characterize, because they characterize proto feathers in quotes as not hollow, not hollow things, beta keratin filaments full of melanosomes, right? Which is like what. Going back to what Dalton said earlier, which is like, where do you like vibes based on where you cut off? Because I'm not opposed to making feather a more restrictive term. I do think it should be a structural thing. In which case you would probably have to like pull the origin of like feathers up into like Maniraptorans.
I'm fine with that, frankly.
Which because like I don't really give a shit about.
That's at least to me more honest of like, I'm very confident that these are homologous. And that's not to say that I'm not confident that these deeper structures aren't homologous. But they have been evolving independently for a very long time. So any similarities could be convergent. And again, we don't have a complete record to say that they appeared and were never lost.
Right.
Maybe which again, like I said earlier in our chat too, I hate to be like a fence-sitting centrist on this, but I just don't think we have quite enough evidence to get us there. And like, we keep finding really cool new things like How Long, and they're just never quite in like the proper place on the ornithodendron tree to like really give me a confidence of like, hey, we've cracked it. What is happening is we keep finding bits and pieces of evidence that tell us that the story is much more complex than we might have originally thought, and that we don't have enough data to resolve that complexity.
Well, right.
Which
I
is
mean, like
unfortunate, but cool because there's a lot more discoveries to be made.
in the early discussions of like feather evolution stuff. I mean, this is kind of repeating earlier discussion. So, like when things like Scansoriopterids were found,
Mhm.
right? They're like these 5 classical feather types that are
Yeah.
discussed a lot in like developmental literature. But like with the discovery of like a bunch of these Ischion theropods and other stuff, they were like, oh, there are new feather types. And I think there was even discussion at some point about like if the things in Scansoriopterids were feathers. And I think that also like resurfaced when people were talking about the Brazilian compsognathid with the display thing
Yeah.
on the tail, right? I can't remember.
The unnamed compsognathid.
Yeah, but like, I mean, I guess to me, the I think what speaks to me towards a more maximalist position is right. Like, we don't know what those things in the Triassic are. There seems to be like some kind of preservational filter from like
Yeah.
the early Jurassic back, which might just be like exposed.
Bad chance.
Yeah, it might just be completely like stochastic, but like that every time, like that when preservation is good, we just keep finding things with like things that look like filaments. Suggests to me that it's probably widespread. Like even like those like the position of them, like in between interstitial to the scales on this thing,
It's cool.
is like now I'm like, well, I'm like, could like hadrosaurs have this? And like, is there a chance like without the right kind of preservation, they're not preserving or something? Like these are connected by blood, like are like squishy.
Yeah, they've got to have support to keep
Yeah.
alive the cells.
But right, like, are we like, are even the mummies missing stuff? I was thinking about the Lystrosaurus mummy,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, I'm like, it's like completely scaly, but like, would that preserve like primitive hair? I don't know. Would we expect them to have primitive hair? Right,
I
like,
don't think at Lystrosaurus we would, frankly, but
no, I mean, I don't really think. I think those in like Gorgonopsis and stuff, like they have like the beginnings of a diaphragm. They have, but they're not really like endotherms.
I think, I think Alex again. Like I don't suspect that you are wrong per se, but I just want to see it, right? Like I would.
Oh
not
no,
be,
yeah, of course.
I would not have 1 ounce of surprise to get like a Silosaur or some other kind of like dinosaur morph from the right environment and it to be very fuzzy. You'd be like, yeah, that totally is congruent with a possibility. I want to see it before I'm comfortable making that stance, because the other thing, right, is that even if we do have weird interstitial filaments in between the scales of hadrosaurs that we're missing, right, if they're convergent with these Howlong, or homologous rather, with the Howlong stuff, right, then they're not really like, they are not feathers then at that point, right? They might have a deep homologue of feathers, but they're not the structures that are modified into the feathers that we see in Coelurosaurs and we see in birds.
No, yeah, they represent like a separate,
and like that throws a monkey wrench into things. The fact that we do see like apparent scales in large tyrannosaurs, the fact that we like it's just that we see these things appear and change and modify so much on the stem of birds to an extent that does not make sense given the biology of modern feathers and how kind of subservient the rest of the bird integument seems to be to feathers.
yeah.
That I just like it bothers me.
Yeah,
You can open your mind.
No, and I don't even think that they're all secondary filament derivatives. Like, I think that the Archosaurian placode is ancestrally very flexible, but I don't want to retreat to the like it's just all secondarily modified filaments.
A retreat, Dalton. A retreat. This is no. I don't think anyone in the literature has suggested that all dinosaur scales are modified filaments. You would be
Nor should
forging new ground.
But they might be, right? And they might be. We just don't know. Like, I think ultimately this thing is so cool, and the analyses they did with it are really important and powerful. And I think that we have to be like, we need to be approaching this holistically, right? I mean, people are investigating this in the modern. We know a lot about the development of modern feathers, but we can always learn more. And we need to learn more about the development of integument in all reptiles, inclusive of birds. And we need to include birds and reptiles in the same investigations, which has historically not happened as much as it should. That's changing now. But like birds and reptiles, because birds are reptiles, all reptilian integument needs to be studied holistically. And anytime we find a fossil like this, whenever we can, we need to be slicing it up, looking at the chemistry. Like, we need to look at these things inside and out to see if we can have any hope of understanding what's happening.
Wait a minute,
and-
Dalton. Birds are reptiles?
Oh my god.
Yes, see my new hit song.
A bird is a reptile?
A bird is a reptile.
Bird is- No, I mean, like, and this makes me think of like past, like, ancestral state reconstruction analyses of these things are always like the states are like filament, tenacious feather, or like scale. And I was just thinking about like, it's like, there's just in like on the leg of an extant bird, right? Like there are different scales, right? There are like real scales, there are scuti, there are reticulate scales. Like, I don't think the ancestor, like, if you're serious about like trying to reconstruct this stuff, you basically have to treat like every morphology as like a potentially distinct type.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you have to go and it's like, okay, is this anatomically distinct, right? And like you could, like, is it branched? Okay, is it like this? And then you can like iterate on that and like, are these possibly extrapolate? Like, for example, you have like a monofilament in a single monofilament, then you have like a branched monofilament, right? Because some pterosaurs do have branching monofilaments.
Yes.
Which I think is probably, not the same thing in like.
No, it's secondary to what happens in birds. It like has to be.
Or maybe branching is actually something that happens really early, because like maybe that's not like that weird, because they're not like barbed and barbules. They're just like.
No, but I also think it's probably trivially easy to go
do
from
probably
one thing to like a bunch of things.
Yeah. We've got a few questions in chat that I think I just want to call attention to, if that's okay.
Oh yes, please. I've been on a diatribe for a while and it should be stopped.
So Ellie Burry Schnepp 6012 says, if these were defensive structures like the authors say, why would they have blood? I'm just going to say I personally don't feel like I think they're defensive structures. A lot of them are only like a few millimeters long. This doesn't feel like a defensive structure to me. My feeling, and I don't feel like this matches the actual anatomy of the filaments, but the feeling that I get is that this is just something that's caught in an evolutionary or ontogenetic reduction of its amount of filamentation. And that the reason that it's kind of a more sparse coating is not that they're like a defensive structure, but like this is a juvenile, right? It's a youngster. Like
It's about 8 feet long.
It's small, but
it's not
an
tiny.
adult of a small animal.
I thought they said it was a juvenile.
Could be. I don't remember.
No, I think you're right. I think they do.
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of iguanodonts are bigger than that. So, maybe maybe this is doing the kind of ontogenetic integument shift that has been predicted for a long time. And maybe what we're seeing is like it's sparser because it's going to lose them. And that doesn't even necessarily mean that they're like, that doesn't really invoke a hypothesis about what they are developmentally or homologously. But maybe like having a lot of filaments is good when you're a baby, and then as these animals were growing, they tended to lose them. Also possible it's an evolutionary, like iguanodontians are generally kind of along this lineage leading to hadrosaurs eventually. We think hadrosaurs were filamentless. Maybe we had species that were sparser, right? I don't know. That's my feeling. And then we got a question from Christopher Bellis Jones, who asked, are mammals also reptiles? Dalton, would you like to take it away?
I shall, yes. No, mammals are not reptiles because amniotes, the group that is all quote unquote land egg laying animals, all of the vertebrates that are capable of reproducing entirely on land, that clade, amniotes, is split on one side into mammals and then the other side into reptiles. What we call crown clades, which is to say these are the clades that are bound by living members, are mammalia on one hand, which is defined as everything stemming from the last common ancestor of an echidna, an opossum, and a human, and reptiles on the other hand, which is reptilia, which is defined as everything from the last common ancestor of a turtle, an iguana, and a crocodile. Birds included in that clade implicitly. And so those are the crown clades, mammalia, and reptilia. Their total groups are Pan-Mammalia and Pan-Reptilia, which include everything on the stem. So as soon as you have the amniote split, you've got Pan-Mammals and Pan-Reptiles. And so functionally, it's easy to just say mammals and reptiles. There are some stuff that's outside of both of those, but they're on the stem of either one. And this gets confused and conflated a lot online. And so I'm not saying that anyone in our chat was saying this, but people often ask, like, is Reptilia monophyletic or not? And it is. It's monophyletic, and it is defined as such, right? There is the clade Sauropsida that is tossed around a lot, which was named by Huxley, that included reptiles and birds. It just does not see much use, and it is functionally synonymous with either crown reptiles or pan reptiles, depending on your frame of reference. And so there's no real reason to need Sauropsida as a name, because reptiles and pan reptiles cover it. Frankly, Synapsida can also basically be subsumed by pan mammals. We don't really need it anymore, but it's just endured. It has a longer legacy of use, so people tend to use it.
I'm friends with a couple Pan mammals.
And there's also the kind of burdensome old language of mammal-like reptile to describe early stem mammals. And I mean, they were called that because they're very plesiomorphic. So they still look like the ancestor of essentially all amniotes, which is, for lack of a better term, kind of reptilian looking. And they certainly don't look like crown mammals. So they got the moniker mammal-like reptiles. And this was also from a time when our understanding of the amniote split and of cladistics was more crude. And so there was this idea that reptile might just be kind of synonymous with amniote, and so that all amniotes were reptiles, but that has fallen out of favor quite a bit.
Also, just a real quick answer to a question that's popped up in chat a couple times. Tread 1337 asks, sorry to ask twice, but could the quills be analogs to horn cores that grow keratin sheath? I think that's a definitive no.
Yeah, I don't think so. Because I think we see essentially the extent of like the exterior surface and that like its keratinization in the fossil. But I don't recall, because I don't have the PDF on this computer. I guess I could find it and open it.
Well, no, you can't. It's Nature, Ecology, and Evolution, the journal that nobody has access to.
Well, yeah,
I do.
I got it from somewhere,
Oh.
but it's on my phone.
I got it from Alex, who miraculously had it.
Harvard does, skill issue.
Oh,
Wait,
Harvard's
Harvard.
literally the only institution that I've heard of. AM&H didn't have it. A lot of AM&H people published Nature, Ecology, and Evolution. They'd be like, yeah, I can't read it. That's fine.
It's so funny. Like
But
normally,
yeah, there's no bone around them.
Yeah, normally working at Harvard, like most of my day to day it's just a job. I'm happy I'm here. It has nice benefits, but every once in a while, when I'm trying to access a paper and it's like enter your institution here, and you start typing and it brings up ones, and I type in Harvard and it doesn't populate, and it's like, do you know who we are? It's the Dark Knight Rises bit where he puts his hand on his shoulder. Do you feel in charge?
Now, the Dino Drawer 66 has asked a question a number of times,
Yeah.
and I think as we wind the stream down, we should finally answer it.
Yes.
Which is that they're painting a wall with a life-size Zoodonoceratops bursting out of wall. Any speculation, suggestions for speculative integument? Yeah.
Yeah, I will never be in that room.
I don't want to be in that room.
I mean, I know you don't want anything feathery, but I would say that most likely speculative integument on ceratopsians is like a lot of long, sharp quills, like things that are kind
heinous.
of stiff. I kind of like the idea of them being prickly.
Pokey.
Yeah.
Kind of like
kinda fun.
Todd Marshall did a bunch of that stuff back in the day with Protoceratops. Oh my God, we're returning to Todd Marshall. Oh my gosh, yes,
It was all Todd Marshall the whole time.
he was right.
But yeah, I think, I mean, you're either going to have scales or kind of a porcupiney pokey thing, a la Psittacosaurus.
Yeah.
But I think you'd be justified in not having, just having scales. Like, I don't think.
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
would-
but I wouldn't
just-
speculate anything else and feel like I'm not just like reaching. Like
Isn't that also what the prehistoric kingdom, not kingdom, planet Pachyrhinosaurus does.
Yes, it does. That would be kind of a version of that. And Prehistoric Kingdom, I think, has a number of spikier ceratopsians, right? Styracosaurus, I think, has a lot of quills.
Styracosaurus is famously spiky. Yes, it does. Not to the extent of their
Right.
Psittacosaurus. Sorry, their Pachyrhinosaurus paratorum, though. That one, the muskox analog. No, not like that.
Right. I need my muskox, quote, to be a multi-ton animal that lives in an environment about as warm as Boston.
Hey, it's chilly here.
Yeah, and Scott, with your naked skin, you're still alive.
You know, exactly like I go outside.
Hey, listen, Boston's a crazy lib town, right?
As naked as the day I was born. I'm still replaying. There was a TikTok that I saw a bit ago of the folksiest man I've ever seen. Who looked like if you asked someone to draw a caricature of me. Being interviewed on the news, just saying, "Oh, the gold don't bother me none. Oh, I'm just big and fat and hairy, and that's how I do it." It's great,
tremendous.
Who says America doesn't have culture? I'm so tired. I think we're gonna have to wrap the stream soon. But we had also said we'd wrap around this time, right, guys?
Yeah.
CMXBP.
I was about to ask.
Okay.
I was about to answer it. Yes,
Please do.
CMBXP. I would say the answer to your question is generally yes. I think that you have heard that there's a lot of things that are inaccurate, and you've asked a very good question. I think generally a lot of these things are more accurate than people have said that they are. I think that this is a good example of the way that paleo memes about the way we should reconstruct things tend to circulate, which is that depiction becomes really beloved by people. In this case, I think it's usually the depiction of these animals in Prehistoric Planet. Prehistoric Planet is very well researched and very beautifully done. I mean, artistically, it's amazing. But it's not the only way you can reconstruct these animals. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of interpretation inherent. A lot of the animals in that aren't even known from very complete specimens. So there's always that level of guesswork and interpretation. This is not a very inaccurate documentary. A lot of choices are made in the realm of plausible speculation. I think the T-Rex, in many anatomical ways, is even better than the Prehistoric Planet T-Rex.
Yeah. I can't speak to the Triceratops, but we know who advised on the Allosaurus, and I have seen the in-production Allosaurus models and bone renders and reconstructions from the Jim Adsoni specimen. So, take
The
that for
Allosaurus
what
is
it's
good.
worth.
Yes. And
If it doesn't tickle your aesthetic fancy, that's fine. That's totally fine.
Bone-wise,
You can't just say it's wrong, though.
yeah.
yeah. And like again, the T-Rex, the specifically the shape of the skull and the profile of it in Prehistoric Planet, I think is more based on the reconstructed Sioux skull than a real T-Rex skull. And the reconstructed Sioux skull, if I were a curator at the Field Museum, I might recommend replacing it with something that actually looks more like a T-Rex skull would have really looked, except that Sioux is now so iconic that would probably be something a lot of people who go to the museum don't really like. I also just think the aesthetic of this documentary is different. Like we've talked a lot, it's going for drama in lighting and kind of moodiness and cinema a little bit, which makes sense given that it's a Spielberg production. That doesn't mean it's bad because it doesn't look like it's Planet Earth but with dinosaurs. Like that's what Prehistoric Planet wants to look like. That's not what every documentary needs to look like. It's okay.
Do we want to? The Sleepy Spinos asked a question
Oh yes.
that I think we could address, which is in a hypothetical scenario where dinosaurs are cloned 1-to-1. And so perfectly, what would you like to see explored in a care guide or informational video on T-Rex that most don't usually talk about?
Air guide for T-Rex?
It's
Don't?
well, yeah. Don't do it. There's
Stay
going to
away.
be a lot of feces, and it's probably going to be asleep most of the time. It's a big right? No, I mean it's a big
No, yeah,
predator,
yeah.
right? What do? They mostly sleep, right? Hunting is very exhausting,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, tell that to my cats.
Yes. Also, Greta Westby, if that's actually a good suggestion. If I'm ever a curator at the Field Museum, I think I might steal that idea. So thank you very much. I want to emphasize right now. This is not a hint ontogeny is or I'm sorry, foreshadowing is a literary technique. There is not a job available at the Field Museum for a new paleontology curator, and I have therefore not applied for a job like that. I have therefore not been interviewed for a job like that. This is a purely speculative situation. Okay? Yeah, no, I think that for a care guide for a T-Rex, I mean, literally the three biggest things you're going to have to deal with are, like, it's going to need a lot of food. It's going to be hard to give medical care to when it needs it. And it's probably going to produce a tremendous amount of waste. I think that's the most important thing. Big predators are usually asleep, so it's probably going to be sleepy.
Thank you very much for the $10.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much for. We appreciate you coming and watching.
Yes,
Absolutely.
thank you.
We appreciate you being here.
Yes. Will we be making more JWE3 accuracy videos? We will.
We will. But a teaser, and we can probably wrap up on this.
Oh, yes.
We can.
We have a new video coming out tomorrow, and I don't just mean that in the sense of we're releasing something tomorrow. We have a new kind of video tomorrow. It is the start of a new series, and it's kind of what I think that we were really imagining for, like, kind of when we had talked about, like, Skeleton Crew 2.0 coming out and having things be a bit different. You're going to get a look at that tomorrow. I am very excited to see what you guys think about this. Full disclosure, I edited this one, so I'm very proud of how it turned out, and it's going to be,
I think it's great.
hopefully a fun time. I'm definitely going to be sitting there in the YouTube studio hitting refresh a bunch after 11 a.m. tomorrow.
Wait, Scott, are you free at 11 a.m. tomorrow?
Maybe, I don't know.
What you should do is designate it as a premiere, because then you can sit and watch a live chat while it's being watched for the first time.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I think you should actually do it.
That's not a bad idea.
Yes, and that's exactly right. This is going to become an Animorphs fan channel. We're going to do an Animorphs reread podcast.
I've listened to one of those.
Have you really? I didn't think they existed. Okay.
I have it. It was pretty good.
You nerds.
Anyway, no, Scott's absolutely right. We've got, this was an idea for a format that we kicked around a little bit. We've recorded a few of them. We recorded a few of them during the, real hiatus.
Like 3, 4?
Yeah, one of them's very funny.
5? 6, 7? No.
Not that many. I think it was 3. But one of them's really funny because I thought our hiatus would maybe be shorter than it turned out to be. And we
4.
recorded it a few...
5. No, it was 5. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how many it was. But we recorded this one that I'm talking about at, I think a few days before the Nanotyrannus paper came out. And I remember noting, I was like, this is the first video we've recorded knowing that we can talk about this at some point. And that video will probably come out in March, and it's going to seem so weird to everybody that we're like, oh my god, we can talk about Nanotyrannus. Anyway.
Hilarious. All right.
Yes. So it was. It's a really, really. It's a really, really cool format of video. I think we're really excited. It's going to give us a lot of flexibility, I think, to talk about a lot of new exciting stuff. So we want you to all, please, make sure you watch it right away. Share it if you want to. Do all the stuff to help with the engagement so that it gets algorithmed, and then we go to the moon, and then we get our 100,000 subscribers, so we get a silver play button, which means that then we don't release another video ever again. So make sure that happens, everybody.
We've finished.
Right. We won Paleo YouTube when we have a fraction of the subscribers that a lot of people already have. So that's where we win. And I'm kidding.
Will this be up as a VOD? Absolutely. We put all of our streams
Almost
up as VODs.
Almost all of our...
All except one.
All except
the first.
All the first one. Yes. Oh, Brannington. Oh, just wait for another video.
Yes, we will have a video addressing this topic.
Yes. Here's a spoiler alert. He's wrong!
That's the bit. Yeah.
Yeah, anyway. All right, I'm going to end the stream now. Thanks for coming, guys.
See you, everybody.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye. Thanks for tuning in.
All right. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Bye.